your feelings that you're wishing it would never end. Don't have to let it go, we can be fearless. When we're walking, you're talking too much. Easy to get you caught in a rush. Together is never enough. Don't it all feel like falling in love? You say, I'm feeling it over again. So caught in it, don't let it end. You and me, we don't have no regrets. Take me back, I don't wanna forget. Take me back to the nights we never felt more alive. All the time that we spent running through the silhouettes. It was all that we knew when we had nothing to lose. Put it all on the line. Run away with me tonight. Let's run away. Throw plans you've made away. Keep your eyes on me tonight. Let's run away to yesterday. Just say you'll run away with me tonight. Run away with me tonight. Run away with me tonight. There's so much that I can't explain. Ain't no logic when I'm caught in a feeling. I hear echoes that whisper our names. City streetlights that illuminate. And when we're walking, I'm talking too much. Easy to get me caught in a rush. Together it's never enough. It's like all those nights we fell in love. I'm feeling it over again. So caught in it, don't let it end. You and me, we don't have no regrets. Take me back, I don't wanna forget. Take me back to the nights we never felt more alive. All the time that we spent running through the silhouettes. It was all that we knew when we had nothing to lose. Put it all on the line. Run away with me tonight. that I can't explain. Ain't no logic when I'm caught in a feeling. I hear echoes that whisper our names. City streetlights that illuminate. And when we're walking, I'm talking too much. Easy to get me caught in a rush. Together it's never enough. It's like all those nights we fell in love. I'm feeling it over again. So caught in it, don't let it end. You and me, we don't have no regrets. Take me back, I don't wanna forget. Take me back to the nights we never felt more alive. All the time that we spent running through the silhouettes. It was all that we knew when we had nothing to lose. Put it all on the line. Run away with me tonight. Let's run away. Throw plans you've made away. Keep your eyes on me tonight. Let's run away to yesterday. Just
Hello. How y'all doing tonight? Y'all doing okay? Hello, Sai. Hey, Daz. I'm just now learning I do not like my monitor over there. I don't like it. I can't find a monitor setup that I like. I feel like it was. I feel like it's the ultimate what's the phrase? First world problems, I guess. Yeah. Cuz I have a really nice monitor, but I can't find a configuration that I like. Anyways, aliens! Aliens. I accidentally pressed play. That was kind of dramatic.
Aliens.
Aliens.
Exist. And what's more, they're here and they've been walking among us for
Who
years.
here?
Just look
Who
up in the
remembers
sky. Each one of those lights.
the
is
Area
probably
51
an alien.
ordeal
Shoot at them, and
several
the
years ago?
Coincidence?
Aliens!
Break into the CIA. Just looking for
Is Prisma
clues.
becoming one of those
They put you
crazy
on a
conspiracy
note.
Aliens.
now?
No, I've never actually,
There are
I'm not sure about aliens. I just love...
bombs, and the government is holding the fuse.
There, how's all that?
Locked up
How's that? Am I too loud?
Area 51.
Thank you for helping me with audio. I appreciate it.
And so our story.
No, I just
begins
really
with
like hearing
one
about
man.
conspiracy stuff.
Joseph
And I like
Experience.
watching.
Erin
On
and
June
we're watching
21st
funny
of the
alien
solar
conspiracy
year
crackpots now.
Yeah.
2019, Joe spoke to
I
a
like watching this stuff.
whistleblower.
I don't necessarily believe in the
Bob
stuff, but I like
Lazar.
watching it.
Nazareth,
Now,
TTS
Bob
up.
claims to have worked at the Area 51. And so, Joe summoned him
Video
to
down,
his
you mean? That's my only
sensory
option.
deprivation satellite, where he could ask him probing questions about that government facility.
Machine that was able to read
The Scruffers.
the
I mean,
size
I'm
of
sure
your dicks.
aliens exist. But the
You
possibility
hear
of them
for
visiting
yourself.
us.
I always
Listen
thought
for
that-
testimony
Again,
before the UN
Again,
takes it.
I feel like I really have to say this
You
because it sounds
used
crazy.
To work at Area 51. When
I
did
have to
things
say,
get weird?
I think it's
Well,
really
the way
interesting,
this
like the
went down
theories
was
that
I
say,
only got hands-on
like
with
aliens
one
are
of 'em,
actually
and I
from
was fucking
inside the
alien.
earth
It produced
or like
a little
under the
discharge
sea.
from the bottom. It was
I
exciting.
think that's really
You know, turn the
interesting.
lights
I
on, and all these
again,
guys
I
were
don't
there,
believe
so
it, but
In the fuck is this?
we have, actual hardware from another civilization. It's a big,
Like Pacific Rim.
yeah,
Live in a house? That's bullshit. I like just swinging around on trees.
Absolutely.
We are the sex organs of the machine world. But for people who don't know,
Nazareth, Adama, maybe put stuff
tell you,
that's a good idea.
Hollow Earth
don't seem
Theory
to have
and
any
Agatha
muscle.
are cool.
you know.
Almost like a
In
frame.
fact, there's a really weird
Is
Japanese
there anything
movie
else you'd
about
like to
it.
say?
Really?
Well, the
That's
disc
interesting.
flying saucer that I worked on.
Aeronovok.
I saw
If
it
aliens
sitting
don't
there,
exist in a
and I
potentially
thought, oh my
infinite
god,
Hey
universe,
Bob, it's probably
that's a
good
hell of a
idea
lot
if
of
you shut
wasted
up.
space if you believe in a creator deity.
I worked
and makes no
underground with the
sense at
aliens.
all
They
if you
shot
don't.
my hand off.
That's a-
They're
Yeah, I mean, I
underground as
think,
bases. They're shooting lasers through the Earth's
with
crust
how
to move
huge
them at light
the
speed.
universe is,
big
chances are
fucking
What? I'm not even
there's
doing
aliens.
anything.
drop dead.
Hey, why don't you come on out to the
Nazareth.
Nevada
Maybe I'll
desert?
just turn TTS
Deal.
off during the
Get the
videos.
fuck out.
You know what? That's
All right.
genius.
That's it, folks. Good night.
These revelations were
Why
sent
didn't I
out
think of
all
that?
over the globe using beams.
Absolutely
And
free.
it started an incredible awakening.
Anyways, this is an internet historian video about like
Knowledge.
when Area 51, when everybody was gonna go to Area 51, and they were like,
And soon
they can't stop all of us.
righteous curiosity.
I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Alright, here's the Google searches for
gold.
Area 51. That big spike there, that's when Joe Rogan put out his podcast. You get the idea.
It's possible, most
And
advanced
just see,
species in the
It reached
universe,
the
or at
right
least the
man
galaxy.
at just the right time.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely
A
not the only ones with
21-year-old
life.
named
I also
Matthew
think the theories
Roberts.
are really interesting. The
He had
ones
heard
that are
about
like,
aliens in Area 51
what
before,
if, like,
And he believed.
our
He
ancestors
see 'em.
actually sent
Real
us
bad.
here for
But what could he
whatever reason?
How could he
Yeah.
possibly
Again, I don't
get into
believe it.
Area
Just
51
interesting
to check him out?
to think about, like, imagine, you know?
Thing.
Scenario 1.
I often
If
think
I
about
ran
things
into Area
that
51, I would be shot and
are
killed.
different from this world.
Scenario 2. If me and all of my friends ran in, we'd both
The
be
universe is
killed.
actually really young so
But
far. Most of life that
scenario
will ever
3,
exist is still to
If there
form.
were so many of us, thousands, so much fodder that they eventually ran
But-
out of bullets, then someone, sure.
Okay, what's that, like, based on, though?
And touch
Like,
the government in its
It's not like
special area.
we have, like,
My God.
something
Within
to
minutes,
compare
he was
that
drafting
to,
a Facebook
you know?
post. They can't stop all of us.
Willing to die for
They
the government.
can't
Let's do
stop
On
all
September
of us.
20th, 2019.
I was so
We'll meet up
disappointed
at
by
the Area
this,
51
by the
Alien
way.
Central tourist attraction and coordinate our entry. If we
Hey,
Naruto
Gacy.
run, we can move
How you doing?
faster than their bullets. Let's see an alien.
Aster. Thank you. Thank you,
And
thank you,
from
thank you,
here,
thank you.
it was up to the Facebook algorithm gods to decide what would
Wait,
happen
what?
next.
Scary part is they actually can?
There's a lot
Oh,
here to
stop,
be
yeah.
excited about. I think this could be very positive for our society and economy.
People from all across the flat world were receiving the invite, and they began pressing the attendant.
So bad. Thank you. Thank you for the sub. Aw, I guess I have to get out my beans. I think this was back when I actually had Facebook. I actually RSVP'd. I wasn't actually planning on going, but, you know, the hype. I mean, it does
Within
say
just
on
a
the
couple of
screen,
days, the event had picked
one
up
bean boozle
hundreds
per
of
sub.
thousands of attendees.
It does say that.
People loved the idea so much, they began making
we
memes
go.
about how they were going to raid the base. So many I can barely show you a fraction of them, rapid firing them out like the bullets that would soon be gunning them down.
I hope I get good ones. I haven't gotten any good ones,
And so the
hardly.
event spread.
Like
and
one.
Spread around the internet. Eventually,
I'll get out
morphing
two, because
into
Alistair subbed as well.
who is something
Oh no.
is gonna raid Area 51.
These look
Young
great.
people from all over the globe are
Great.
joining up to
Cool.
fight for the future.
Awesome.
Null pointer, runner. Steve.
Old bandage or pomegranate.
Freeman, 713. I am a
Dead
sentinel.
fish or strawberry banana smoothie.
Doing their part. Are you?
Great.
We have the ships. We have the weapons.
Time to put his gun down!
I'm gonna raise the price on this because these suck.
We need you all.
These are all actually, they're
And just like
terrible.
that, the game was on.
Okay.
Airtime.
This one is probably
Here's
dead
the
fish.
new campaign. You're gonna love it. To be or not to be.
Plans
Yep. Yeah.
Dreams take over.
I live. I love.
I gotta breathe out the smell.
Nor do I have a device like a blank canvas.
Ah,
I can be here and anywhere.
I don't want it.
Jan, a man of fortune.
Will you break these chains?
But wherever I go, There you are.
nordvpn.com/internethistorian.
No thanks. Look, I just...
Yeah. There's just an idea. I know what you want. You want the female audience, and I know...
Is it cheating? Is it cheating if I just swallow it?
Have you heard about NordVPN?
Heh.
You should get access to the international Netflix catalog.
Yeah, that was Deadfish.
Never miss
Dude,
another
yeah,
episode of the Handsome Man Show.
If I ever get to the point where I have to do like ads in my YouTube video, I want them to be ads like this because this is actually funny.
Especially with their new product, Threat Protection. It protects me from malicious sites and downloads and trackers. And
Okay, I gotta do this. This is gonna be. I think I ordered a whole tub.
Internet historian. Because the V.
Okay, so I get to spit it out. Is that what you're saying,
I
Alistair?
think we've heard enough.
Fine. All right, I'll do the ads you like. Get Nord. You could use some threat protection. Take your online safety more seriously. Have you heard about their amazing prices? NordVPN.com/internethistorian.
Okay, so this is Old Bandage or pomegranate. It's definitely Old Bandage because I'm pretty sure I ordered an entire thing of the bad bean boodles, and there's like no good ones in here in this whole thing.
Secret military base, first developed in 1955.
Hello, Nick.
This is what it looks like on Google Maps. It's approximately this big. Total area size, 51. And the volume...
Mr. Scruffers, yeah, I enjoyed them. I have that brain.
Until 1997, the government
Brutal
refused
Moose? I don't
to
think I've seen
acknowledge
his.
that it existed. That is, until they
Okay,
were forced
okay, I'm
to
gonna
by
put it.
lawsuit. That lawsuit was about the death of 2 men who were former employees. And how did they die? Not aliens,
Yeah.
but rather toxic fumes from
There's
burning
like no good
garbage.
ones.
Yeah, so what they would do is burn a whole bunch of cool, high-tech refuse on
God.
the lot, let the deadly smoke blow downwind, and the staff was stuck breathing it in. A few years later, bing, bing, bong, cancer. Other than that, the public hasn't really been told anything. So all people can do is speculate as to what the hell is going on in there.
I think that they are keeping remnants of a UFO there.
Okay, this, that one almost made me throw up. Oh, God.
Virtual reality that seems so
God.
sexy.
But what has been leaked is that they do test flights on new alien craft.
That's really bad.
Produce new alien tech. Breed the latest version of the newest, gayest frog.
I almost threw up twice.
Do not get it confused with Roswell.
There's
That's
still
over
like
here,
bits stuck on my
everything's over
teeth.
here. And the final thing that we know is that security is top notch. They have that thing locked down. So, you want to break in anyway. Okay, but it's going to require some research. And the first thing to find out, has anyone
I'm taking that
ever
off.
tried
I
breaking
don't want to
in
do anymore. Terrible.
several times? In fact, in January of 2019, an unnamed man broke through security barriers and drove 8 miles into the base. He got out of his car with a metal cylinder.
That like
in his
literally,
hand,
I almost threw up twice.
and the military opened
That's the
fire.
Old Bandage. That was.
He was shot dead at the scene. And there was
Hey,
this
Noriko.
time when a
How you
film
doing?
crew from the BBC was arrested for trying to get in.
This is BBC News.
This time when a vacation
Thank you.
family of 4 went off track. You get the idea. They're not messing around.
Put your fucking hands up. I'm not going to tell you again.
But there's one
You sent
story
something
to
on
top them
Discord?
all, and will disguise his identity, but he is my personal hero.
Wait,
The
no,
month
I
is
didn't catch what
a
did Dad
vacation
say?
in Las Vegas. And the protagonist, a professional limo driver. Now he's more than a little unhinged.
What?
He decides to start harassing and sending death threats to a lawyer, whom we think was going to represent his defense for this incident. If you've ever seen this TikTok, that's our boy doing donuts and driving backwards down the Las Vegas Strip. Anyway, fast forward 3 weeks. It's like 6 in the morning and this guy is already doing donuts at a car park near the airport. Then he decides to drive from the car park into the airport itself. Offense? No problem. He drives right through it and onto the runway. He's just driving around.
Does anybody want a free canister of Bean Boozles?
Several times
I'm done. I'm done with them.
Ramp. At this point, he jumps out, puts on a clown mask, and storms right up to a private jet. He announces, aggressively, to the flight staff that there is a bomb in his limo. Quote, "I have a fucking bomb. I'm going to blow this place up." His plan? To commandeer this private jet and take it to Area 51. However, as sound as this plan was, the quick response by police meant that it wasn't really working out. So, he bails back to his limo, tries to make an escape, until eventually police catch up with him. At that point, he is quickly arrested. They take him in for questioning, and he starts telling them, "That's right, I did it to see the aliens." He also told
To see
them
the
to refer to
aliens.
him as the chosen one.
I have to like
by the way,
spit
I have
because
high
this is
security
in my
clearance.
mouth still.
Also, I'm involved with the
I am
mob,
muting,
and someone
so you don't hear
owes
me.
Millions
Don't
of
listen.
dollars. Later on, the bomb defusal crew checks out the limo and determines that it's just a fire extinguisher with a bunch of wires and duct tape and some fairy lights. Now, at some point, he gets out, presumably on bail, and CNN reporters walk
Never
up to him
again.
and start asking him questions. No statements from me, he says, but you should talk to my lawyer. And then he proceeds to hand them the business card of the lawyer that he's been sending death threats to for the last 3 weeks. Amazing.
This
After
guy
all
is
that,
crazy.
The judge ordered that he be sent to a mental hospital for assessment. Or so they say.
Ooh, how convenient.
Okay, so people have really died trying to do this. That means we're going to have to be a little more covert. So over at Area 51 HQ, the military can see that Facebook numbers have reached 1 million. And it doesn't take a genius
I was
to
so
calculate that
disappointed.
if just 1% of them show up. That's... Wait a minute. Run those numbers. This many people. In a crowd that big, there's bound to be at least a few who'll do something stupid. In fact, the military took it so serial that they even went over the nuances of Naruto running. This is a real slide, by the way, and it required a real demonstration, of course. Now, some undercover operative then took
I
a
feel like
photo
they
of
had
that
so much
creep,
fun with this,
and they uploaded
honestly.
it to Reddit.
They intend to use our tactics against us.
Yeah, it does. I am
So if the
done. I'm
military decides
so
to do
done.
This, things could go pretty badly for Matthew. So Matthew goes back to his mind palace.
The worst thing about the Bean Boozles is like the
let's hope it's saying
chemically
it's a raid.
nastiness of it.
Let's
It
do
just
a music
hangs in your mouth
This will
like
give
a
Matthew an
cloud
alibi
of
and
gross.
throw authorities off the scent.
I'm willing to music festival for the government.
I can't imagine like having a date or something like after stream. After I've been eating these.
The official EDM party, hosted by Matthew Roberts, set to take place in Rachel, Nevada, a town that
I could
just so
kill
happens
somebody,
to
I
neighbor
think.
Area 51. It has 50 total residents and practically no infrastructure. Perfect. Yeah, nice try, fellas, said the military. And the captains and the generals all started planning their own EDM party. With the deep state. 3 groups in particular. Introducing Group E, the E local state police. Police have their work cut out for them because, owing to this party, they think there could be upwards of 50,000 people descending upon the little town of Rachel.
Lincoln County commissioners trying to tackle the tough task of preparing for a potential inundation of people, and Sheriff Kerry Lee has less than 30 deputies.
The county declares a state of emergency, and they allocate an extra $250,000 worth of enforcement for the weekend of the raid, as well as an extra $300,000.
Thanks, Mr. Scruffers. I honestly, I think it needs to happen.
Stress the community to the point that we can't cope with it.
This is some of the most exciting stuff that I've ever gotten to work on. And
Hold on, Mark. Group D, the defeds.
I'm gonna take out my gun and shoot somebody.
So the FBI agents that showed up, they showed up at 10 a.m. They contacted my mom, and you're like, so she texted me.
They contacted my mom.
Because I was kind of scared at this point, but
This report
How
from
old
the
is this
Nevada
guy?
Department of Public Safety was released last year, and it features some very interesting details. For example, they caught a group of YouTubers trying to plant a tracker on the bus that goes to and from the base.
We're gonna pull an epic prank.
Highly
I got rid of
illegal.
Facebook
And
several
you might
years
be
ago, and I
surprised
haven't
to hear
looked
that the
back.
military isn't
It's
actually that
been
worried about
nice.
people breaking into the base. Turns out they have automated weapons. Not automatic weapons, automated, whatever that is. No, instead, they think there's potential that real terrorists will, you know, do the thing, or a thing. So, counterterrorism was given a budget to sweep for chemical, biological, radiological, and explosive material. Although, nothing was found. And there's just one last...
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah,
well,
Mr. Scrubbers.
Corporate...
Or just, I mean, honestly, just the sound and notifications in general. I keep my phone on vibrate because I cannot stand hearing that ping.
Not to raid.
Or like even the Discord, like the bloop.
Spouting contempt for the stormers.
What started as a joke, Facebook
like,
event, quickly turned into
it just unlocks something inside of me.
The U.S. Air Force is taking these threats seriously.
Astroturfing campaigns by Late Night Haha Man number 1 through 7.
It's much more likely they'll see them tasers.
Laugh it all up. It's just a big joke.
People who say they're interested just keeps growing. Faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens.
And they weren't afraid to give some
Let's
of the
see them aliens.
brainest takes you've ever heard.
It's not clear the 1.1 million Facebook followers who said they are going to storm Area 51 are real.
I've never actually seen a UFO though.
You're a goddamn genius.
Fine.
Like
We'll make you
anything
take
I've
it
ever
serious.
seen, like could be
Let the
explained
training
like pretty easy.
begin.
I don't know. Have you guys ever had any encounters?
And speaking of that, I think it's time for my workout.
And so the raiders began training.
We train for Area 51, so let's go. Sandwich.
They began pushing their bodies.
Go on, make it happen.
Pushing their will. Pushing their spirits. Pushing their minds. Pushing their friends and families' patience to the limit.
Who wants to cover me?
And all your time being on no.
In September,
Yeah.
join me. We out.
And that's what fitness will be like in the metaverse.
As we zero in on the day of
I
the
keep
raid,
having Mark in there.
it
This is driving me insane. It's so funny.
With the world's largest standing army. So to coordinate all of these troops, we'll need a battle strategy.
Lay it on us.
From r/memes,
Oh my
Intel
god.
was
He's an alien.
Troops.
Yeah, he's a fucking alien.
The normies, the weebs, Facebook moms, the Kyles, the Chads, the crackheads,
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
Florida man, the Australians, the gay Reddit mods,
Okay, this thread is locked.
and the North Korean defectors. They all had their role to play. So, Godzilla comes in from the east while the Australians make a distraction that allows the Minion cosplayers to breach from the south. Of course, these very serious strategies would have to be disguised as memes so that they could be spread across YouTube, Reddit, and TikTok without the
Crop
threat
circles,
of
just
being
teens being dicks. Yeah. I've never seen a crop circle
Although
either, though.
not everyone was as tech savvy. Authorities managed
I
to
didn't
nab
know,
one of
like,
the
have
main
you guys seen the
cartographers,
video, like, the
and they
cows
pressured
playing
him
with
into an
balls?
interview on
Like,
television.
that's super
It
cute.
took me a total of 5 minutes to put this image together. It was sort of like a battle strategy almost.
It was completely rooted in satire.
That was just completely rooted in satire.
And no one should
In
rate this
Minecraft.
is completely a joke.
And completely just a joke.
Mission counting sheeple complete. You can take them out. Okay, so remember how we're not raiding anymore and it's just a music festival? Wink, 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 wink. Well, bad news.
Okay, so it sounds like you maybe are looking at changing venues. Possibly.
Possibly.
It's all up in the air. We're putting Maddie on the spot here.
This guy, this poor guy.
But it's 2 weeks away, so he's kind of got to like figure it out, I guess, somewhat soon, right?
Yeah, it's all kind of falling apart. See, Matthew had organized alien stock with a few other people, but his main business partner was Connie West.
I didn't plan it. It planned me.
But Matthew is the headliner.
Honestly,
His name's attached to everything. And he's starting to get worried about
I'm sorry you're disappointed. God.
Be a Firefest 2.0.
He wanted to make sure there's plenty of water, food.
But something about the Alien series, let me just say.
And here,
I keep meaning to play Alien Isolation. I've never played it before.
There's a lawsuit and it's kind of boring.
But my siblings terrorized me with the Alien movies when I was a kid, and I'm really scared. I'm really scared of the alien movies. So I'm just I haven't played that game yet.
Matthew
I hear it's really scary.
$70,000 worth of sponsorship money and declared Alien Stock and Rachel cancelled. But then, at the same time, Bud Light walks in.
Bud Light?
They say, hey, why not do it here? In the Vegas. It has plenty of lighting, indoor plumbing, it has everything. Matthew said yes. And then using the website for Alien Stock, he told everyone to not go to Rachel and instead to go to Vegas. Welcome to Alien Stock Las Vegas, sponsored by Bud Light. And also Pornhub, but it's a long story. Connie was left to pick up the pieces.
Did I just out myself?
She would not
Did I just out myself right
so
there?
easily. She decided to press on.
It's going to be a great party. No matter what, it's going to be a great party.
She had to take full control of the event in Rachel, dipping into her savings and even...
But yeah, no, thinking about like the kind of stuff I was allowed to like watch and listen to as a kid, versus like just seeing kids nowadays,
that's been declared
it's kind of insane.
Not cancelled.
It's kind of hard to believe.
In Pico, that isn't cancelled, but it will be on the second
Yeah,
day. There's also
yeah.
that third festival in Las Vegas, which has the former promoter of the first one, and they both share the same damn name. And none of this has anything to do with the actual raid on Area 51, which is here, which has several gated entrances, by the way, and none of them have been declared the official gathering point. Confused? Yeah, pretty much everyone was. It's a goddamn mess. People, rightfully, put the whole thing in the too hard basket, and instead of going to one in the middle of nowhere, just went to the one in Vegas.
So people did show up, they just went to Vegas.
Let's fast forward to the weekend of the raid. For better or worse, Rachel is about to open its doors to the millennials.
Hell yeah!
You watched me?
Encore
Yeah.
has come to an abrupt halt. Don't let the aliens get you, kid.
Yeah, it's probably not okay to watch as a kid.
Run! Get out of here!
Oh, you know, I want to hear about the alien liberal agenda. They could have some good talking points. We don't know.
To protect my mind from interference.
We have a wanderer. Don't let me leave, Murph!
It could be anything.
I wonder how many people showed up to this, like, were actually
Over your head like that.
crazy or just there for the memes.
Best ones. Paranormal lawyer, PhD level field investigator.
Stuff in downtown Las Vegas. Did they
Was that
change
your
the
first
name, or is it still
experience with
alien
boobies?
stock?
I think I'm
Mr.
on my
Scruffers.
highest high I've ever been in my life. Look at it.
Think they were crazy? Yeah, if you're willing to travel like all that way, unless you were like pretty local.
The food is here. The people are here. And most importantly, toilets are here.
It was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I just went through a breakup, guys.
Well, it wasn't quite the event that they had hoped for, but they did do a commendable job of acting retarded for the news.
This is the most fun I've ever had in my life.
You think of yourself as a hero?
I do.
Here for scientific reasons.
This is like the most millennial thing that's ever happened.
But don't let's forget, Hiko, or the Heiko. No one knows how to pronounce it. This event was being hosted by George Harris of the Alien Research Center.
The owner of the center is Las Vegas businessman George Harris.
That's exactly what you wanted as a 14-year-old.
If you want to have a great look, it's a great
Base camp was
Your
equipped
first
with a
experience
vendor
of
village
boobies was
of 10 food trucks, a gift shop, and 3-time Grammy Award winner Paul Oakenfold.
Oh God. Oh God, Scruffers.
Well, right now things are kind of slow.
Jabandon, hello.
So that's kind of a disappointment.
Now, Hiko Base Camp was expecting somewhere between 1,000 and 20,000 attendees.
Yeah, apparently it's not good with videos.
Yeah, but no cheeks are clapped
where's
at
the
all.
cheeks?
None.
Where's
Zero
the cheeks?
This is like the first of a big thing.
But it wasn't. In fact, it seems as though the majority of the attendees were actually the press.
One lady believed that her parents is actually alien.
So, after the first night, they decided to cut their losses.
Can you imagine just showing up there and it's all just press and you're like, what the fuck do we do now?
Because basically all of the attendees...
We have to have a story in 10 minutes. What do we do? Kind of like when you're supposed to stream just chatting, and then you're supposed to go live in 30 minutes, and you're like, what do I do?
I like Mad Max. I don't want to live it.
The Las Vegas Alien Stock, sponsored by Bud Light, was a smash hit. They've got carnival rides, photo ops,
Your first
video
cocktail?
games,
Why?
and even a pool.
Why is it impossible?
Who could have predicted this? You make a post.
This is
an
internet historian about the Area 51 raid several years ago.
Back at military HQ in Anor Londo, operations were ramping up. They're adding more guards,
Oh, I see.
upping the security, and enforcing a no-fly zone across the county. They were even infiltrating.
They took it
raided
so
groups.
seriously.
Standing next to an officer and not even know it. There's a,
Like a-
No.
And they were giving stern warnings.
They
from
they
the
haven't
PR
caught
team.
wind of me
They
yet.
posted this tweet. The last thing millennials will see if they attempt to raid Area 51 today.
Sorry to disappoint you, Yuki. Huh? You triggered my trap card.
Millennials immediately seized upon the tweet, doing what they do best by pretending to be offended, successfully having the tweet taken down, and forcing a public apology.
I'm retarded.
Alright, this video's getting very long. Let's hurry up to the main event. The
No.
raid.
They won't believe it. They won't believe it.
Are you coming?
Yeah.
They'll look at these antennas and they'll be like, yo, that's fake. That ain't real. But little do they know. I love how in anime, like the American voices, they're always so terrible. Yeah, Javonda, if you haven't seen the Internet Historian's videos, it takes them forever to come out with a new video, but they're always so good. Yeah. It's just crazy to think like how his ideas must start and then evolve. Are you fucking kidding me?
Smoking these meats.
Toilets are here. I don't know if I've seen Red Alert. Did that say alien? Yes. Weaponizing a porta potty? Oh God, that's terrible. What? They tipped? You tipped? Went over? Did he get poop water all over him? That's disgusting. How could you? Season 9. Yeah, it's a new season. This editing isn't. It's crazy. The alien room? It's so good.
Thank you for saving us. We are so grateful and horny. And yes, we wish to be your big titty goth alien GFs.
It wasn't quite like that, but it was pretty close to something like that. Although I guess you could say that only a small group showed up to the main gates themselves.
Where the million people?
Of over 2 million people, in total only about 200 actually went. But it's not about the quantity, it's the quality that counts.
The quality?
Now throw him over!
People mostly behaved themselves.
I mean, I think it's awesome. You guys are following the laws.
It was something like that.
But they weren't about to leave without a consolation prize. Quick, get some of the Area 51 soil. Top secret rock. Top secret rock.
Where are they? You can have it. It's from Area 51.
Thank you.
Okay.
Also present at the raid were a few YouTubers.
So I came here to get myself an alien as a pet.
We're here to rescue the alien!
It's like Halloween, but we're just annoying people.
Are you guys
The dude has every single yeah.
No. You watch
I wonder what like his assets folder looks like. I bet it's incredible.
Trying to lure ET into a cage with Reese's Pieces and stuff. That's a pretty good summary of the crowd that you have out here this weekend.
But respect to the true heroes. Security. For keeping everyone. Just kidding. It's the guys who got underneath this fence. God bless them.
Oh no!
And this cameraman, whose foot raided the base.
Yeah, I get it. That's a foot I see.
And this random woman who decides to just start walking. Police, right there. No one's stopping her. Oh my God. She's gonna make it. She's going home.
That's something I've learned. Like, if I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be, you walk. You walk like you're supposed to be there, and you're fine.
Again, there would be big trouble.
That's the way to do it. Just act like you're supposed to be there. Don't try to sneak in. Just act like you own the place. Listen, I might have.
Psych, it's not over.
There's one more.
There's been just maybe a couple times where I was slightly mischievous.
Would go on to inspire a plethora of other events. The storming of Loch Ness.
Mostly in school.
Can't hide from all of us.
We think we have seen it.
What did it look like?
It looks like a big stone.
That only works when you actually wear it. Yeah, that's a small detail.
Okay, but storm the Bermuda Triangle, why not? It can't
You
drown
can
all
literally
of
get
us,
into it.
and potentially millions.
You know, I have this
actually
theory
went.
that
But the,
most
you know, the evidence would be
places.
wrong, so how would you know?
I am under the water. Please help
How do I
me.
word this?
Or how about storm the Vatican? They
People
can't
are
arrest
dumb,
us
okay?
all.
People are really dumb, and 99% of the people really don't know what the fuck they're
But
doing.
overall, everyone had a pretty good time.
That's my theory
Isn't
about the
that
world.
what Area 51?
Most people
was
are
really
faking
good
it until
for?
they make it, and they never make it.
That's something like that. You know what I mean? I haven't quite.
If you go into Area 51 with a bad bitch. Listen, I would never ever wear a bad bitch pink tank top, okay? I don't like word shirts. I don't like word shirts.
Well, now, remember when I said that we were going to do shorter videos and also more
There
frequently?
you go, Aaron.
Looks like
Exactly.
you fell
Yeah.
for it. Ah, ha, ha,
You gotta look
ha.
really pissed off and have a
See you in
clipboard.
the next
The
one in
clipboard
2
is really
years.
important.
Or check out the
The
incognito
clipboard
mode
would
channel. That has a lot
offset the
more
tank
upload.
top and jeans.
Goodbye.
Maybe put my hair in like one of those high ponytails. What is this? I don't know what this video is. I asked Daz to help me, and he sent me just some alien videos, so I don't know what we're watching.
In
I don't know if this is
1996,
cheesy
a
or
small
like
Brazilian
good.
town surrounded
We're
by
gonna find out
countryside
together.
Would play host to a string of supernatural events.
Oh, but this is that one guy,
Was it
so
all
maybe
just
it's
a ploy
good.
to increase tourism, or is there any truth to this tale? The alien of Virginia.
Of what? Honestly, I thought that said vagina for a split second. Just make the bad bitch tank top tactical. I'll just put a tactical vest over it. Fuck you, I'm a civilian. Yeah. I mean, from what Daz has told me, like, that would probably fly. You gotta rush in there and look panicked, tell the soldiers. It's very important. I got new information about a top secret. I got new information about a top secret. I can't do it. It's like I can only do my country accent anymore with like country words. Like how do you say top secret project in a country accent? I don't know, because I probably never said that when I was younger. I don't know.
It was January of 1996, and the mood amongst the residents in the small Brazilian town of Virginia was upbeat. The recent New Year's celebrations had been a success, and plans were now underway for
I still have that bad taste in my mouth, guys. It's been
something
like,
of a highlight in the Brazilian
I don't know,
calendar for
30
many
minutes.
people.
It's still there.
Back in the mid-90s, Virginia was little more than a promise of the thriving city of culture and commerce it would eventually become. Located in the southeastern state of Minas Gerais, it was very much
Why
an
would you say
up-and-coming
that,
town.
Daz?
The coffee trade was
With
significant
tequila?
for local employment.
Would that work?
Many
Because I'm
commuted to
desperate
nearby
enough.
cities for work, though some multinational companies
It's all the way
had also
upstairs.
begun
My
to
mouthwash
invest
is
in the
upstairs.
region.
I have tequila,
With its
though.
rapid growth and steady stream of
Will
outside
the
investment,
alcohol
the residents of
counteract
Virginia
it?
didn't want for much.
Or make it worse?
Compared to the sprawling cityscapes of Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, it was nothing more than a sleepy backwater town where nothing much happened. However, on Saturday the 20th of
Fuck it.
January,
I'm only going to
series
do
of
one
events
because I don't
occurred
drink on work
which were to
nights.
shake this
But
community
today's been enough a day where I think I can
It
take
all
one shot.
started in
Hold
the
on.
very early hours of the morning at a farm situated on the outskirts of town. Eurico Rodriguez, who lived and worked as a farmhand, along with his partner, Aurelina Augusta, was awoken at around 1:30 a.m.
Oh, that's cool. You can actually see me
by
like
the
opening
unsettling
it.
sounds of panicked bleating and mooing from their livestock. Initially, they considered that one of the animals may have escaped, or that maybe there was a thief or predator on the prowl. They were absolutely dumbstruck when they looked out of the window and
The
saw
only
that it was
problem is when I'm
actually a
doing
UFO
this,
that
I
was
put my
trapping the
phone lower
animals.
so it like interrupts my
The
face.
description given for the strange craft was a grey submarine-like object in the sky, about the size of a small bus. It was said to have been completely silent, with no lights whatsoever. The cows and sheep were in a disoriented state, and it is believed that the craft was visible for around 5 minutes before disappearing from view.
Oh, did you guys notice on my
Despite their
schedule?
encounter,
I have a schedule. And I accidentally hit a button with my arm. Cool. I wasn't interested in that video anyways. I feel like we watched this. Did we already watch this one? Did we watch this? Maybe not. Okay. 5 creepy conspiracy theories about the moon! Let's go.
5 creepy conspiracy theories about the moon. On some of the best.
I don't think
nights,
it
the
helped,
moon
Aaron. I
serves
think it
as
made it
Earth's
worse.
best
Now I
source
have,
of light.
and now I have
But
nasty
despite its
alcohol
beautiful
taste in my
and
mouth,
luminous
and
presence,
the.
there are still many
Blech.
things about it that people think are very dark. These are 5 creepy conspiracy theories about the moon.
There's moss on the moon.
Number
I bet
5,
that's not one.
Pyramid on the moon. Our pyramids on Earth are a marvel by themselves, but is it possible there's a pyramid hiding on our moon too? Many believe so, and oddly enough, the idea of a pyramid hiding on our moon comes from none other than NASA itself. During the Apollo 17 landing on the moon, they took
I haven't heard of
pictures
this.
of the lunar surface as well as the rover and other items there. These photos were eventually released to the public, and eagle-eyed viewers saw something more in one of the images. One of them is said to have captured a pyramid sitting on our lunar landscape. The supposed pyramid image is officially labeled by NASA as LRV floor sunstruck. In 2017,
It looks
the
like a hill.
possibility of a pyramid was said to have been confirmed by an independent researcher.
That's been to the moon
a
himself.
self-proclaimed UFO anomaly hunter, said he found a pyramid-type structure as well at the Eudoxus crater.
Yeah, I've heard
on the
of
lunar
Mars
surface.
pyramids.
The image he used was another taken by NASA using their Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. Moreover,
Hold up. That looks like a car. That looks like a car. A wheel. The window. It looks like a car. You guys see it? You see a tent? Looks like a car to me. That.
Orbiter.
Once you see selling
Moreover,
fireworks,
others
yeah.
claim this isn't the only thing on the moon, and that there are in fact aliens or possible moon bases already there. Conspiracy believers even go as far as to say the existence of an alien base is the reason why NASA has not returned to the moon since the Apollo missions, and why they seem to have no intention of ever returning in the near future. It's also possible
I'm just saying, when they came to the moon, we kind of we hid out. Okay, they didn't see us.
And for some reason, NASA doesn't want the general public to know about the truth. Skeptics argue the original NASA
My mom is
image
very
nothing more than a fluke. However, those who believe
particular
that the image is an
about
actual pyramid
humans
and
not
that
knowing
NASA is
about
hiding
the
truth
moon moss.
have tried correcting the exposure and contrast and revealed
I think
there
she's
is
kind of
indeed
pissed
a
off about
pyramidal
this
type
whole
of shape
streaming
shown
thing.
in the image. Whether it's a natural formation or something constructed by something intentionally is up for debate. Number 4. Fake moon landing. July 20th, 1969 was a historic day for mankind. It was the first time anyone had ever set foot on the moon. However, many aren't sure we ever actually went there, or at least not.
What do you guys think about this one? I hear this one all the
According to a
time.
recent survey, at least 20% of Americans don't believe we landed on the moon that year.
20%?
They say if we ever did, it was much later than that, and point to various discrepancies and anomalies in the footage of the landing. First, there's the obvious image and film of the waving flag. Many argue that if space is a vacuum, then why are there ripples on the American flag? This was explained by NASA as being caused by Buzz Aldrin as he twisted on the flagpole, giving the appearance of a breeze because he was trying to embed the pole in the hard moon soil. They added that the ripples happened because the flag was kept folded in a small tube prior to being taken out. However, others aren't so convinced.
They claim it was faked by Kubrick,
Then
and
there's the
Kubrick's such a
question of the
perfectionist
lack
he
of a
would have
blast crater
insisted
when
they
the
filmed.
lunar module landed. In the footage available, you can see there's no landing crater or lunar dust displaced underneath the module. This caused various people to question the authenticity of the landing itself. NASA explained this, saying that because of the lack of
that's
gravity,
kind of
the
my
moon has a
opinion too,
solid rock
Daz. I
surface,
see the logic
there's no
of thinking we
impact
faked
crater
it so we could
formed.
have bigger E-pins.
Then there's the mysterious object
E-pins.
seen in one of the selfies taken by an astronaut on the Apollo 12 mission. An unexplained object can be seen reflected on the upper portion of the astronaut's helmet. This thing looks like it's hanging from a rope, and from other photographs released by the agency, the lunar module doesn't have anything remotely similar that could explain why it's there. What's more, being suspended in an environment without air makes its existence questionable. Conspiracy theorists have explained it as an overhead spotlight often found in film studios, and until now, there's no sufficient explanation for what exactly it is. Two other facts pointed to by conspiracy theorists that the moon landings are fake is that there's a complete lack of stars in all of the footage. You can see Earth, but unusually, you cannot see stars anywhere in space when they should have been shining much brighter because of a lack of light pollution that we have here on Earth. NASA explained this by saying the quality of the photographs washed out the stars. However, there are several high-quality photographs taken, and these too are devoid of any stars. Another anomaly is the mysterious sea rock seen in the live footage and pictures. One image of the moon shows a rock with what appears to be the letter C marked on it. Movie studios often label props like this so they can plan out how a set should look prior to construction. NASA explained
I don't know. This is
developer pulling a prank, or even possibly a stray hair that got tangled during the development of the images. While there are still so many more reasons for the possible fake moon landing, one of the most compelling is the use of similar backgrounds. In at least two photographs taken during the Apollo 15 mission, similar backgrounds seem to have been used, even though NASA claimed that these pictures were taken many miles apart. When these images were lined up, the background hills match perfectly. Moreover,
there's a lot of stuff here.
You can see the lunar module, but on the other you can't. NASA said that since the moon is smaller compared to the Earth, the horizons can look closer to the human eye. Even so, it's difficult to explain the backgrounds lining up perfectly. At a time when there was a race to get to the moon, it's not inconceivable to think that the powers to be.
I mean, I think that makes, like, if it was faked, there's certainly some good motive for that, right?
And that would be the only record of it. Whether you believe NASA did fake the 1969 moon landing or not, the evidence presented by conspiracy theorists seemed to have some weight to it, and with so many examples, it's worth looking into.
There was a lot of examples.
Number 3, fake moon rock.
Hey Lisa, we're watching some shit.
Since the moon landings were a celebration
Emphasis
of
on the
mankind's
shit.
achievement, NASA and prominent astronauts Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins embarked on a world tour shortly after their successful mission. During this tour, they officially gave away
I believe it
as a
too.
sort of souvenir and sign of peace and goodwill to over 100 countries and officials all over the world. One such moon rock was given to then Dutch Prime Minister Willem Drees in 1969.
You ever say you watched poop?
It was former American ambassador J. William Middendorf who presented it to Mr. Drees as a private gift. After the Prime Minister's death, however,
there you go,
to the
Daz.
museum in the Netherlands in 1988.
Or I could just say maybe they
this
think
museum had to
they went
admit
to the
that their
moon.
supposed moon rock was actually nothing more than a piece of petrified wood from here on Earth. Experts could tell it wasn't a rock, and this was later confirmed using various tests. But according to the museum spokeswoman, Ms. Gelder, when it was first received by the museum,
we're going to find out the
moon
truth
rock's authenticity,
about
and at
everything.
Some point even had the moon rock insured for over $500,000. But with the recent
And
revelation
this
that it
is
was
all
nothing
just
more
a
than
simulation.
petrified wood, its actual value might be
This is
sitting
all
at
just
around
a stream
$70.
on Twitch.
The former U.S. ambassador couldn't
Don't be
recall
shocked,
the actual details of how
guys.
the moon rock came to be in his
I know the
possession
truth
to
is
be
hard
handed off.
sometimes, but
There were also some who expressed
this is a
concern how and
stream
why NASA would
on
immediately
Twitch.
hand over the rocks to over 100
I hope you're
countries
okay with
so
this
soon
information.
after the landing.
It's a lot.
Whether
It's
this
a lot
is
to
proof
take in.
something fishy was going on with the supposed moon landings or not, it's certainly an unusual move. On the other hand, many have said it's possible the moon rock was swapped for a piece of petrified wood even before it reached the museum's hands. Curiously, even the supposedly authentic moon rocks given to various
What?
countries
I've
worldwide,
never heard of that,
so
Lisa.
A large portion of them have gone missing.
This is
as
strange.
Well.
I kind of
Number two,
zoned out and
music on
completely
the
missed
dark side of
everything
the
they said
moon
about those
and
rocks.
Secret military base. Apollo
The
10
dark
launched
side
in
of the
May
moon, they say.
1969. It was the second manned craft
There's a
destined to
secret
orbit the
base,
moon.
they say.
Inside it was a crew of 3 astronauts,
Perhaps a
John Young,
Moth
Eugene
Kingdom,
Cernan,
you
and
say?
Thomas Stafford. While they were heading towards the dark side of the moon, they were expecting to hear nothing at all since they knew they would lose all transmissions from Earth, but that's not what happened. Once they got to the far side, the astronauts heard an unusual whistling sound. The audio tape of their conversation was made public, and you can hear John Young and Eugene Cernan discussing this mysterious sound. One of them described it as weird music. They found it so unusual that they even debated whether to tell their NASA superiors about the incident, most likely because it would cast doubt on their suitability for future
Dinosaurs.
missions.
What about
Since then,
dinosaurs?
The mysterious sound has captured the imagination of many. Conspiracy theorists have speculated that it could have come from alien origins. Was something
What
possibly
about
trying to send out
moths?
a message that the men heard? With this mysterious sound recorded, another theory
Don't
popped
forget
up
about
involving the
dinosaurs, that's a
moon,
movie?
that there are actually secret moon bases on the lunar surface, particularly on the far side. And it's believed that these bases could be the ones causing the unusual sound. As for who built them, the thoughts are divided.
I
Some
mean,
say
the far
NASA
side
had
of the moon
installed
is a really
military base
convenient
there,
place to
others
hide
say it's
stuff,
an ancient
since
alien base
we
with
only
set of
see like
structures
one
that have
side of the
already been
moon from
present for
Earth.
thousands of years.
It's really
Some
convenient.
even say that the Nazis had created a base there, and that Hitler had escaped here.
Oh my
during the
god.
war. The idea of a secret moon base is nothing
Can you
new. As
imagine?
for the sound, while it is a
Can
real
you imagine we go to the moon next
skeptics
time
those in
and we just
NASA
find
say it likely
Hitler?
was produced from the
Like,
interference between the lunar module
super
and the
old
command module.
Hitler?
Whatever it may have been, it's a mysterious occurrence that only adds to the mystery of our moon.
You mean a documentary?
Number 1,
Wait,
hollow moon
what?
theory.
Don't forget dinosaurs is a documentary?
The
I was so
idea of a hollow
confused.
moon first came to life in the
Hitler
1981
being the
Wells
biggest
novel,
news story.
The First Men in the Moon. The story told of 2 men landing on the moon and finding it to be an actual base occupied by a unique alien race. For many
Moths.
conspiracy theorists, this is more than just a story, and they say that it actually could be a reality. Proponents of this theory point to several arguments for why the hollow moon theory is a possibility. For one, during the Apollo missions in the 60s, NASA embedded seismic sensors into the moon to study moonquakes. In one experiment, they sent a spent liftoff stage of the lunar module and had it crashing down into the lunar surface. Once it crashed, they noted that it created a ringing like
See if
a
I can
bell.
stupid build anything on
This
that
was
side,
repeated
especially
several
against
times on other
gets
missions,
no sun,
and
so I
each
need
time the moon
constant.
would ring or reverberate for
It
several
actually
hours.
does get sun.
In fact, during the
I
Apollo
believe
12
it's like
mission,
2 weeks
they sent a
on, 2 weeks
rocket that
off.
detonated the equivalent of 12 tons of TNT, and the same echo or ringing was heard for 3 hours and 20 minutes. Because of such a unique reaction, it's thought that the inside of the moon is indeed hollow. Although NASA has diminished the statement, saying that when they use the word
Right,
ringing,
we only
it was
see
more
one
an
side
analogy
of the
instead of a
moon
literal
sees Earth,
description of what
but
happened.
that doesn't mean it doesn't
We also
ever get
point to the
sun
observation that the moon's
on the other
surface
side.
is pockmarked with craters from meteor impacts, but the depth and shape of some of the largest craters hardly ever vary and sometimes are even convex, leading some to believe there's a strong internal structure or hull preventing
Google
the
it.
impacts from pushing
Make sure I'm not
further
crazy.
or creating deeper craters. It's further speculated that the moon isn't a natural satellite as believed, but instead an artificial one. The idea of the moon being some
Yeah,
sort of
sunlight does
spaceship
in fact
isn't
fall
new.
equally on
Ancient
all sides of the
cultures
moon.
all around the world have different stories telling of such tales.
Google
Zulu legends
says I'm
speak of
right.
2 brothers who supposedly put the moon in place. These are the legends of
Suck it!
Mpanku and Wowen, who are believed to be the descendants
Sorry,
of
love you,
reptilian
Aaron.
aliens. According to this legend, the Earth was once perpetually covered in a watery mist, but this disappeared as the moon was placed into orbit because it allowed for a more stable climate and sunlight to penetrate through, which eventually resulted in the formation of life. In the end, the hollow moon theory is just that, a theory. Until we actually go up there to investigate further, we'll never know the answer to this or the many other questions we
Wait,
have.
wait, the video guy just said until we actually go up there to investigate further. So does he not believe we ever landed on the
Since
moon?
ancient times, our moon
He
has
made it sound like
generated
we never been
questions and
there.
even controversy. Whether any of
Meteors
these
are an
conspiracy
issue,
theories will prove true in the end,
but
only time will
there's a
tell.
shield. All right,
If you
there's
like
a
this
shield.
video, then please give it a thumbs up and hit the notification bell so that each week we can bring you new scary. and
Whoa, what the fuck is
Thanks for
this?
tuning
I
in.
have to click on this. Ancient hobbits still alive and aliens created in our universe lab. Wait, no, no, go back. I want it. No, I didn't click on. I'm clicking on it. What the fuck is this? Yeah, the reptile
Welcome
people.
everyone to another episode of Twisted News, where each week we cover creepy and
Ancient
strange stories
hobbits.
that are currently happening all around the world.
Is that what they're
Today,
meaning?
we're moving
Dwarfs?
away from some of the true crime topics and getting into some weird and fascinating stories that I think you're gonna like. The first one is about a hotly debated topic among the scientific community about whether or not primitive hobbits still roam the earth.
You mean
A distant
Neanderthals?
relative that lies somewhere between ape and humans.
Neanderthals?
And the other one is going to open your mind.
Maybe a
and
step
perhaps
back from
bend it a bit as
Neanderthals?
well, as we learn about a theory of how all this around us, me, you, and our entire world, and bear with me, could be a lab experiment created by aliens.
Here we go.
Like and subscribe, please, before we jump into this
The
one.
simulation.
Get yourself ready for Scary Mysteries Twisted News. Number 1. Ancient hobbits.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did they say they don't like to be called little people? Is that they don't like that, or are they okay with that?
Continue to shed light on.
Because I feel like
One of the most
at one
well-known
point I remember hearing that like
discoveries
that was
baffle and excite
a term to use.
is the possibility or truth about human evolution. Scientists are still debating over this theory, though, particularly on the information regarding the evolution and extinction
Person.
of the species.
I haven't actually met
There are about
anyone
15 to
with
20
it,
early
so
human species that scientists have recognized, but identifying and categorizing these species are also always up for debate. This is why it's always thrilling to discover new evidence that could provide more information about this theory altogether. In general, scientists believe that most of these species not only went extinct, but also didn't leave behind descendants.
it's the
In a
PC
book
term.
called
Let's
Between
check.
Ape and Human, an anthropologist on the trail of a hidden hominid
I think where was it that I went? I think it was Gatlinburg. Last time I went to Gatlinburg, I'm pretty sure there was a flyer that was like, it was a wrestling show, which is all little people.
Alberta, in Alberta, Canada.
Yes,
Nicknamed the Hobbit, this early human
I kind of wanted to go.
from one of the more recent
Are these titties okay, or are these titties not okay? I'm confused.
They've been found in Indonesia on an island called Flores, thus its scientific name.
You can't
According to
just
scientists, they
put
stood about
surprise
3 feet
titties in
6 inches
videos.
tall, but they had large teeth and feet, thus the Hobbit nickname. They had small
Wait, do
brains,
hobbits
but were
have
known to
large
make
teeth?
and use tools made out of stones.
Okay, this is
which
boring
were
me.
also found along with their remains. They hunted rodents and small.
Go back. Here we go. Most convincing. Although I feel like a lot of times these are kind of dumb.
Top 6 most convincing UFO
Like they say most convincing, but then you're over here like raising your eyebrows. Like,
Unidentified
come
flying
on.
objects can be explained in many different ways. They could be weather balloons,
Gregory
meteor
Fort?
crashing in the sky, swamp gas.
If it wasn't Homo sapien titties, yeah.
Government test craft.
It's Neanderthal titties.
Aliens.
Is that okay?
While you're free to believe anything you want, the next 6 videos will make your mind seriously question what exactly it is you're looking
We're all gonna seriously
And while they remain
question
difficult
what
to
exactly
explain,
we're
one
looking
thing's
at.
for sure. They are very real images captured in our own skies and thus serve as some of the most convincing UFO videos in existence.
I would take videos like this really more seriously if they didn't have like the goofy ass alien video, like picture in the background.
Taiwan was getting ready to celebrate 2012.
If they didn't have the butt alien head.
Most people pointed their video cameras at the Taipei 101 building for the
Oh, wow.
countdown and stunning fireworks display to follow. But what they captured turned out to be more amazing than any fireworks show could ever be.
What did they capture? I don't see anything. Are they talking about the little light up there? That just, it disappeared? What, it's... Okay. I'm not impressed. What are we looking at? It's a fucking drone? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything impressive.
Spot it?
Yeah, it was...
Taipei 101 was
could have been
counting down.
anything.
A UFO suddenly appeared close to the building. In the video, a glowing orb shows up out of nowhere.
Come
It zips around,
on.
even as the fireworks go off. It moves up and down with ease before finally descending down into the tree line.
Yeah, that looks like a
You can
drone.
see other
Yeah.
angles of the same flying object taken by other people who were watching the same sky and building that night.
Watts is over there like, it's a fucking drone!
Fireworks display? Or is there another reason it was there? One thing's for sure.
Right, Mr.
there's no current
Scruffers? Yeah.
technology that can make an object fly and zip around with
We're gonna get invaded and probed by hot elves.
Number 5.
But are you questioning it as he said?
It started
Wait,
out
what?
like any
I'm
ordinary
confused.
day, but when this person looked
Yeah,
up
all
at the
these
sky,
videos are always like the worst
he found
quality.
himself looking at two unusual, bright, and slow-moving objects.
Are those
and captured them
birds?
on video. Surrounded by huge pillowy
Is this like
clouds
the
in
best
blue
quality?
sky, you can see a slow-moving orb hovering around the clouds.
Ugh.
Another one suddenly appears, and they begin to fly around the area. They seem to be almost lazily floating around with no particular direction. We don't normally see slow-moving UFOs in the sky. We're so used to having them zip around and ultimately disappear as fast as they appeared. But this one provides us with a unique perspective.
Those are like probably birds or something.
Number 4, UFOs over London. This video has been making the rounds for a while. What's
It's so
fascinating about
shaky.
this is you rarely
Oh,
see
I'm
a
getting
good
motion
quality
sick.
video of UFOs, and this one was taken on a clear and bright day with a fairly good quality camera.
But your video is not good quality. Oh!
Bright orbs and at least one disc-shaped object stops and zips past the skies of London. These were seen and captured on film.
That
as several
is
people
weird.
in the streets also stopped and witnessed the event. To
What
this
could
day,
that be?
No one can explain what these bright lights were.
It looks like a frisbee. That's like a light up frisbee.
Number 3, Jerusalem UFO. It was a clear evening in Jerusalem when two young men who were at
St.
a lookout
Elmo's,
spot
yeah, ball
located near
lightning.
Mount Zion captured what is perhaps
They did
one of
kind
the
of look
most
like ball
astonishing
lightning,
UFO videos in
which
recent years.
that whole thing is weird. I hope I get to see ball lightning
video,
at least
you can
once
see a
in
young
my
man
life.
standing there with a smartphone
Not
held
up close and personal, far away.
The one holding the camera is filming him, and from afar, you could see a bright, disc-shaped object hovering around the dome of the rock. It moves a little past it, emanating a super bright glow before speeding upwards and disappearing. Different people who also saw the event took videos of the phenomenon, so it's been captured from different angles.
What, did they like speed up the video or something?
Number 2, multiple
You could hear
UFOs.
like the voices in the background.
At first glance, you would think you were looking at a meteor falling from the sky, a natural phenomenon that does happen. But keep watching, and you'll be surprised at what the glowing ball of light does next.
Oh. Well, meteors break up. Oh, but now they're floating.
The video seems to be taken by a family watching the event from a balcony or veranda. You can hear them talking in the background, then the chatter turns into expressions of shock and awe at what they are witnessing.
Fireworks?
What's shocking about this video is up until a point, you're so sure it's just a falling meteor, even as it breaks apart. Until they all stop
this guy narrating me.
Even form a line before they start descending further and disappearing among the trees. What kind of flying contraption can hover midair like that? Or even glow as bright
I mean, there's lots of drones can hover. Helicopters.
See every day.
Lots of things. I mean, if I saw that in person, I would definitely be kind of like, what the fuck?
Number 1, UFOs summoned by prophets.
But it's like, I don't know, even video editing, like, you can't trust a lot of the things you see
known as Prophet Yahweh,
on the internet.
He had the capacity
Who'da
to summon
thunk?
UFOs at will. A local Vegas news station picked up
And
the
at least
story
zoom,
and sent
yeah.
a reporter with his cameraman to interview
They
him.
might have already been zoomed as much as they could, though.
Beings are here. They are here. They're just sitting right up there.
They're just sitting right up there.
Seer of Yahweh at Doolittle Park off Lake Mead.
He's a seer?
We picked the day, we picked the time, and we picked the
Why won't it just, like, that just needs to stay on?
I thought I was absolutely nuts.
Until he says he saw UFOs. Over the years, 1,500 of them.
Can we make it 1,501 today? What do you
Come on. Come on. I gave you the benefit of the doubt when you said 1, but if you start saying 1,500, I'm gonna be like, you're full of shit.
Praying for a sighting. I wasn't exactly convinced.
Why did they film 2 homies running up?
know that I am not mentally ill. I am not a false prophet.
The same reason they're choosing that terrible camera angle. I swear to God, if anybody records me with this kind of camera angle where they can see like my belly under my shirt, I'd be pissed. Then why do this to a person? Why would you do this?
Like those who seek to kill me say I see something.
It's so mean.
Oh, brother, look at it. There it is.
The video is shocking to say the least.
There it is.
An ordinary man summon a UFO through a prayer, and to do it in front of television cameras, no less. Although the
Come on.
will culminate in a
Come on.
on June 1st.
What a coincidence.
13 Action News rescinded its
Come on.
to record the appearance.
That's like Amber Heard when they recorded her coming out of the
Forgot to show itself
coming out of the courthouse and getting the perfect angle for like the bruise on her face.
Capture UFOs on camera from a man telling them he can summon them and then not follow up on his next claim.
Give me more than just a fucking glowing
Perhaps
disc.
the government knew something and wouldn't allow them to go back to film the prophet and whatever else he had coming to visit.
Oh my God, I'm disappointed. So disappointed.
So there were 6.
And now we're back to the butthead.
UFOs have a popular place in
All
culture
right.
across the world.
Daz, you said you lied to me.
Certainly not every single witness.
You lied to me, Daz. I want some of the videos that talks about like some of the more recent stuff with like the fucking military saying they don't know what this shit is. That's the interesting shit right there. And the fact, like, what, there was, what, the scary mysteries? All right, let's look. Do they have playlists? What? U.S. State Mysteries, Missing Persons, Twisted News. Every town has a dark side. I thought this said Strange and Scary Mysteries of the Moth. I thought that's what that said for a second. Let's see. Here we go. True crime. Okay, we got a whole aliens. How many videos does this good channel have? Hold on. Is there like a number?
As creatures with big
Shut up. Can we see a number anywhere about how many videos this guy has? It's a lot of videos. I guess, yeah, I don't know how to see that. Okay. Wait. Oh. Yes. Top 5 most convincing signs that alien life exists. Most credible. Why? Okay, so to me, credible and convincing are like kind of the same thing. Why are these in separate videos? The alien abductions. Fuck that. Encounters. Extremely strange but true UFO encounters. Okay, no, I wanna 5 amazing things that exist in space. Ah, okay, this is something like I wanted to watch. Declassified CIA documents.
CIA documents.
But it's like, I mean, they mean UFO is like unidentified, not, oh my god, it's aliens. It's the guys with the butt heads and the big eyes. It's not what they mean. I still have this bad taste in my mouth.
The government has held back for many, many years. These are 5 declassified CIA documents.
I would love to get my hands on. I want to see, what are they hiding?
Number 5.
I just want, just tell me. I want to know, what are they hiding? Just give me, I'm gonna, here's the plan. Guys, I'm gonna become president, okay? You all vote for me, and then when I get my hands on the top secret stuff, I'm gonna let you guys know, okay? Deal? Can you imagine if I was president?
Oscar was a 48-year-old man from East Germany in July of 1952.
It'd be a good time.
He was riding his motorcycle and heading home with his 11-year-old daughter, Gabrielle. But as they were driving, the motorcycle tires blew out.
Yeah, convincing means it looks real, credible. Yeah, okay. Alright, fine.
That something was in the distance in front of him.
We could have see, that's what I'm saying. It's time. We need a first woman president, right?
He thought initially it was a deer, but as soon as he got a few meters closer, he saw it was 2 men wearing what looked to be shiny metallic clothing.
Oh.
These men were looking down at something on the ground. Oscar approached them quietly, and when he was about
Is that any better?
away, he noticed an object that looked like a frying pan. There were rows of holes
frying
in
pan.
front and a black conical tower at the top. The 2 men were oblivious to the presence of Oscar
some gain
until Gabriella, out of fright, screamed for her father. The men, alarmed at their presence, immediately ran back to the craft. Then the holes in the ships began to light up, running from green to red. There was a whistling sound of the craft, and as it rose up to the sky slowly,
a whistling sound? Like what the astronauts heard on the other side of the moon?
In an instant. Oscar was afraid for his life and his family after what they saw. He knew the Soviet military often restricted movement.
Told you we were unraveling secrets here. Tonight, in this stream.
Because of the fear for their safety, Oscar took his family and did everything he could to move them to West Germany. And it wasn't until he moved there that he openly shared his experience. Later on, after talking about it, other people in the area said they saw what they thought was a comet. A shepherd declared he thought he saw a comet moving away from a low altitude from the height where Link stood. Even Link himself
That's what I do
his
when I'm
eyes saw.
driving.
After he provided testimony to a judge, he added that after the object disappeared, he headed to where he saw it and found a circular opening on the ground. It was freshly dug, and it was in the same shape as the conical tower he saw on the craft. That's when he realized that what he witnessed wasn't something he had dreamt.
Oh, that'd be fun, Aaron.
It's believed
I want to do the cover of Jurassic Park.
Number 4.
You never told me what part you wanted.
79.
or even if you wanted to do it in
Being a
a
United States government program, the CIA
completely
would focus on sightings in the
non-pressured
US, but as it turns out, they're deeply interested in what's happening in other countries as well.
request.
Another declassified document records sightings of UFOs.
You know what I mean. That was verbal
recorded in
vomit, but I
China
think you
during
get what I'm asking.
1979. Most of what's included in this document are taken from first-hand information from local reporters. It turns out that year, several reports were received of unusual crafts flying over Chinese skies.
China.
On September 24th, 1979, a report came in from a teacher at a supplemental school in Tianjin. At around 7 p.m., the witness was hanging out in their courtyard when he noticed something flying across the sky going from the east to west. It was shining a white light, and the center was described as being a saucer with a revolving fixed point. According to the witness, once they saw it, they rushed through the rooftop to catch a better glimpse, but after just a minute, the craft disappeared. Later on, there was talk the craft had landed somewhere and some people saw it.
He's just giving you a
Rumor amongst
present
the local
because he
people
thinks
was
you're
that it was a new
pathetic and
weapon
unable to
made
care
by
for
the
yourself.
Another report was recorded on September 25th, and this time another witness said he was taking a walk near the main
I think I
entrance
read
of the
somewhere that that's
dormitory.
why cats do
When
that.
he looked up to the sky, a lighted wheel revolved in a clockwise direction. He called for his friends in the school, but by this time, the lighted wheel was moving forward relatively fast. It emitted a yellow beam and there was no sound. There was another report taken on September 29th. In this occurrence, the witness said the sky was dark blue and it was cloudless.
True,
They looked
yeah.
to the west and saw a
I don't know.
globe-shaped craft
Yeah.
that looked like a fireball.
Maybe just returning the
Heading
favor.
towards
I
the
kind of had that same
southeast.
thought before.
The unusual object was described as flying at even
Thankfully,
speed,
I don't
just
think,
a little faster than a plane, but not as
I don't
fast
think.
as
Well,
a
I don't
meteor.
have cats anymore,
It didn't
but
stop or increase in
I
altitude.
don't think that ever happened
It
when
was
I did
seen
have
flying
cats.
for a minute before it suddenly disappeared.
At least I don't remember.
Recordings of the sightings continued that year. There were a few reports noted in October. Many of them described the object as a misty cloud moving at a steady speed.
Oh, that's weird.
It's also been described as shiny or semi-transparent. All of these sightings were recorded by the CIA. Each one was kept track of and recorded as a way to make
Where
sure
is
they
this,
were
China?
familiar with reported sightings of UFOs in China. Number 3, light phenomena.
Light phenomena.
Tashkent in Uzbekistan has seen its fair share of unusual lights. The earliest one recorded and kept by the CIA was reported to have occurred between May and September of 1947.
So were they
During this
described like
time,
an
at least
aerial
3 light phenomena
flare?
were seen at 5-minute
Yeah, I feel like all the like the lights, like the strange lights.
Every night between 9 and 10 p.m. heading in a north.
I feel
to
like at
south
least most of
direction.
them could be like some kind
This
of
wasn't
weather
the only thing seen in the area
phenomena.
as well.
Pheno-
There was a
phe-
dark red fireball that was
Phenomena.
seen running in a long trajectory, developing a trail of fire in the
Phenomenon.
process. During its apex point, the unusual light was bright red and seen changing color from pale green to white. Nothing else was seen.
Yeah,
No noises or detonations
Phenomena.
recorded at that time either. Other UFO sightings were recorded in more recent times. A witness in 1988 said he saw one when he was at home. It was nearly midnight, and he noted the sky was covered in clouds with a strong wind blowing. Then, out of nowhere, the wind stopped blowing, and a bright oval yellow object appeared in the sky.
I feel like that's a
This
parody
object
that needs to
stood
be
for
made.
close to 5 seconds before disappearing in a blink. More recent UFO sightings also involve recurring strange lights seen either early in the morning or at night in Uzbekistan. The fact that similar sightings are still seen even today makes
A parody
one
on a
wonder whether
parody.
these UFOs are man-made or truly from out of this world. Number 2, survey at the uranium mines. It was
Survey at
1915
the
when Robert Sharp first
uranium
found a large uranium
mines.
vein in a
I
mine
felt like there was a
in the
joke in
town
there
of
somewhere, but
Shigalobe, Congo.
I lost it.
Thanks to the massive vein, a man named Edgar Singer managed to obtain 4,200 tons of uranium. The vein wasn't just impressive in size and scope, but the quality
The vein
was also unique.
is impressive in
The
size.
element was stockpiled by the United States and then used in developing the atomic bomb during the peak of the Second World War. No other uranium mine of that high quality has ever been found in the world since. With the unusual mine, the CIA noted that on August 16, 1952, people in the area reported seeing 2 fiery
Was it really?
discs flying over it. According to witnesses,
I had no idea.
these discs glided an elegant curve.
Oh my God,
as if they were inspecting something.
Where's my
They
mind
continued
at?
changing positions over time. From below, their shape changed from that of an oval to a saucer-like shape to even just lines. They were seen for 10 to 12 minutes before they suddenly stopped in one spot, hissed and buzzed, and then took
Hissed
off in a
and
unique
buzzed?
zigzag pattern.
Okay, that's
A
weird.
man,
That's just
Commander
weird.
Pierre, who was at the nearby Elizabethville airstrip,
Commander
was alerted
Pierre.
about the presence of the unusual discs. He raced his fighter plane to the skies and launched a pursuit. Pierre managed to get close to the craft, as close as 120 meters, and described it as being about 12 to 15 meters in diameter.
Yeah.
It had a disc-like
Yeah.
shape
Oh
with
my
an
God.
aluminum
Yeah,
color.
Javon.
He described the inner core as being fixed,
Like,
while the
hey,
outer
baby.
rim was spinning and had flames coming
You
from
wanna?
it. The moment he saw the craft up close, he realized he was likely not looking at a secret aircraft, since it could easily travel horizontally and vertically in seconds. What's more, the elevation changed from 800 to 1,000 meters in just a second or two. He also observed that
Yeah,
at
this
one
one's
point,
weird.
the craft dropped down to just
Especially
60
because
feet
it's
above the tree
like
line
a
in seconds.
credible
Pierre
witness.
realized the craft was likely operated
Witnesses.
remotely by something or someone, because the incredible shift in G-forces would be devastating to a pilot. After observing the UFO
The
for
incredible
about
shift in
15 minutes,
G-forces.
it ended with the craft bolting immediately.
His
with a
character's
loud,
walking into a
piercing
sauna.
noise.
I
It's
just can't
estimated it
imagine
sped
that
off
song
at
being used in
1,500
any
miles
way
per
in
hour and was
any
gone instantly.
serious form.
Despite witness testimony and how striking the encounter was, no one knows what the craft was or where it came from. Number 1. Sightings over the Iberian skies. Not only was the CIA interested in UFOs and flying
You guys want to know
crafts
what's on
seen
my
in the
sex
US,
playlist?
but they were especially
wanna know?
vigilant in looking for sightings over the Iberian
I need somebody to
skies.
follow me.
The
Follow me right
declassified
now.
document shows they
Somebody follow me right
religiously
now.
paid attention to sightings reported
Follow
in
me right
Spain,
now.
Greece, as well as North
Somebody.
Africa.
Anybody.
One declassified
Just unfollow me
file
afterwards.
reported that in
I don't
July
give a fuck.
1953, several witnesses
I need the
saw
alert.
a luminous circular object with red reflecting lights looking like a jet plane.
Oh man,
It
I
was
thought for sure
silently
that'd work.
flying northwest. A village
Damn
in
it.
the area reported seeing the same object in the sky for a good amount of time as well before it disappeared, moving westward. There was also a report dating to May
6
22nd
months.
of 1952. The witness was a journalist.
That's not the same guy.
In his newsroom, he looked up and saw something unusual.
Thank
in the
you.
sky.
Can you give me the
He
sub?
said he saw a strange object.
Yeah.
Ground.
There we go.
But unlike other sightings of UFOs,
Did somebody get on a
this
different
craft didn't have
account?
flashing lights, and it wasn't spinning on its axis.
Good job. Nice.
It wasn't just the reporter who saw the craft either, but his colleagues
Crafty.
from the office also saw the smoke in the sky, although they couldn't see the craft. Another detail noted that once the craft reached Badalona, it stopped spitting out smoke and disappeared for a few seconds. When it reappeared,
I feel like I
it
need
was
to change
kilometers
video
away
topics.
from where it was and resumed
I'm kind of getting
spitting
bored
out
of
smoke.
aliens.
Others also
Quick,
called
what's
in
another
reporting
topic?
seeing the craft and the smoke it produced.
What do you guys want to watch?
Perhaps the most curious thing is that this flying craft was said to have been photographed. Although when the CIA released the documents, there was no photo found, so it's likely they've kept the image classified. The picture was said to have been taken by a man named Francisco.
Maybe we'll go back
Abreu.
to ghosts and stuff.
looked
What about
like
like
a diagonal
unsolved mystery? Unsolved mysteries. Those really? They looked super lame, Daz. They looked really lame. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna hide my YouTube because I honestly have no idea what could be in my search history, and I'm scared. Okay, it could be worse. Okay, yeah, I have to. What was I doing? Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm selling a spaceship. A alien spaceship complete with probing equipment. Okay, here you go. Do you like to roleplay? Have aliens always fascinated you? Have you ever been excited about abduction and probing stories? Well, have I got a surprise for you? Today, we've just launched our newest product and most expensive product. It's an alien spaceship. Yes, you heard me. A real alien spaceship, complete with probing equipment. So you're able...
NANI?! お前はもう死んでいる。
You're able to fulfill all of your weirdest alien fantasies with accurate equipment. Please probe responsibly. Come by today. Okay, there you go. You ran the sales pitch. You're able. Thank you for the gift sub. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, do we have a hype train? What the fuck? What's that? What's a hype train? Hello, hype train. Okay, we were gonna look for aliens.
Welcome to my channel. I'm Andy Fitzgerald, and since you found me, you're gonna want to subscribe immediately.
Job
because
on
clearly,
them. Wait, you don't know what a hype train is?
creepy, disturbing.
No, I do.
Teach what happens when we bring my
and that's
bees.
all we got here.
No,
Tons of it, 'cause that's what I love.
bees.
On
Did
this
you know
channel,
bees
You're gonna
poop?
find some of the most insane stories,
Did you know?
both from the past as well as what's currently happening in the world and in the news. We get you down to the real
Bees
unbiased.
poop. Did you know? Yeah, moths poop. What is this music? That is disgusting. That is the grossest looking poop. Okay, we're going back. What is wrong? What? I can't show bees pooping? That was educational, okay? It was educational. We're moving on. 5 missing hunters who were never found. Orange sock murders. 6-story high pyramid found in Amazon rainforest. And Moab murders. 5 fatal food delivery crimes. What? Is this like, what? Sorry, Kristen, we're moving on from aliens. Well, I'm curious. What the fuck is this? I'm curious about this
The
one.
job of a delivery man is thought of as relatively simple, innocent, and safe. All one really has to do in this profession is take parcels of food to hungry people around town. However, as we'll soon see, being a delivery person can actually be extremely dangerous.
Yeah?
This is because, as we all know by now, whether
People
you follow
suck.
the news or our channel, there are malicious people out there lurking in the shadows. In today's video, we'll check out 5 stories where an innocent, hard-working individual
Holy shit!
is doing their job.
Really, Mr.
became
Scruffers?
the
Oh my
victim of
god.
a brutal crime. Remember to subscribe to our channel
At
if you
least
haven't
5
already to
times?
help support us. And
You like
now,
to believe
for
aliens are
5
watching us
fatal
like
food delivery crimes.
Yeah. It's all a big simulation.
Number 5, Shen Jin Lu.
You're just making it up. I bet it's
5
happened.
respectable teenagers, a Chinese immigrant, owner of the Golden Walk food delivery service, and dedicated father of 2, a brutal crime. These 3 elements.
Oh, that
although they don't
was that
seem
a
to fit
picture
together,
like the actual gate of the
ingredients
house
of one
or
of the
something?
ugliest
Because I
murders in
would.
Shock Queens, New
Nope.
York.
Not. I would not.
It all began when
I would
5
not.
teens, Stacy Royster, Jamal Murphy, and Daryl Tyson, all 17 years old, and James Stone, who was 16, and Robert Savage, who was 14, wanted to order food from a local Chinese restaurant, the Golden Walk. However, they didn't have any money, which led them to hatch a plan that would ruin
Jobanda,
their
do you need a
lives
safe
forever.
place?
The
Do you need a
scheme
safe
was to
place?
order the food, have it delivered to an abandoned house nearby, and then rob the delivery man of it. To get things into action, Royster made the phone call and placed the order.
Here, I'll give you a
The
safe
teens then
place.
waited for Lou to arrive, hiding in the bushes as he drove up. When Lou appeared at nearly midnight, the young ambushers jumped on him and threw a sheet over his head. They then started to bludgeon him with a brick. Savagely,
God.
the youngest member of the group, gave him the fatal blow on the head that smashed his skull and killed him.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
As police converged on the scene, the teens fled with a bag of food, which they ate at one of the boys' homes.
Oh, I forgot. This part's
The following
important.
days after the murder, things were relatively quiet. Although the community was shocked by the brutality of the murder.
Wait,
the
wait, it's
teens
supposed to
seemed go
cover the
back to
shame?
their normal lives. But it didn't take too long for investigators to trace the call to the Golden Walk, and soon enough, they zeroed in on the 5 teens who had committed the brutal crime. The community was shocked when they heard news of the arrests. Apparently, the 5 teens were from decent, middle-class families and had no criminal records. They were
I fixed it. I
church-going
fixed
college
it.
types who seemed to have a good future in front of them. But their past did nothing to alleviate the punishment they got. All 5 pled guilty to the crime and were sentenced to 17 years in prison.
Wait, why did they
for
do
both
it?
Stacey Royster and
Why
Daryl
did they
Tyson.
beat him to death?
11 years for Jamel Murphy and 16 years for James Stone. Robert Savage, although he was the person who caused Lou's death, was sentenced to only 7 years because of his youth. 39-year-old Baozu Chen, the victim's widow, pleaded for life sentences for the perpetrators, crying on her knees to beg for her wishes to be heard. However, because of the murderer's age,
You should be able to change
her
your
pleas were
avatar.
denied.
If you scroll down.
Number 4, Ryan Graham Munsey.
Because they're protecting the streets.
31-year-old Ryan Munsey was a dedicated wife and mother of 3. She was hardworking, passionate, and loved making people laugh. When she met her husband, Cameron Graham, the pair were practically homeless. But together, they worked through it all, moving into a hotel, then an RV,
Protecting
and
the streets,
eventually
yeah.
an apartment. Life
Yeah.
wasn't always easy, but the family had one another. By the time the COVID-19 pandemic hit, Munsey was working 4 different jobs to help support the family. One of these was
4?
as a delivery driver for Uber Eats, a job which seemed low risk compared to other types of work. Unfortunately, though, it was while delivering food to a client that Munsey met her untimely end. On January 23rd, 2021, Munsey was delivering food to an apartment complex.
Virgil.
in
Yeah, I
Holton
got a
City,
bunch of different
Texas.
ones because I feel like I always see people with
She
just
parked
like
the car
Pokemon
outside
or something.
and
I was like,
walking to the door, the
Pokemon's
person
alright.
ordered when,
But I'm
out
gonna
of
do
nowhere,
it
she was
different.
attacked from behind. 2 individuals approached, where they then stabbed the woman in the neck.
Oh my god!
The impact being so strong that a piece of the knife actually broke off.
What the fuck?
And the 2 then fled the scene.
Can you guys not hear it?
At 9:35 p.m., a resident of the building stumbled upon a lifeless body in the apartment's hallway and then called the police. And the case was both shocking and mysterious, as nothing was missing from Munsey except for her cell phone.
When I'm in a sketch place, I usually comfort myself with like, I don't have any beef with anybody. I should be all right.
One that was almost immediately perceived.
Apart from like.
And while it was mysterious as to why it occurred,
horny, rapey people, but like as far as like being just randomly shot or something, I should be fine, right? But then I see shit like this, and it's just like,
boys who
no, no, you're not safe anywhere.
They're not the ones who ordered the food, but seemingly waited for a person to cross their path to attack.
Yeah, that makes sense, Daz.
It was Munsey. They were taken into custody, where they await trial, possibly for capital murder.
We can have
because
beef.
Of their age, their names were not disclosed to the public. This story is a sad one, especially for Munsey's husband's kids, family, and friends. Her sister said in a statement that the events were so unbelievable, it was like being in a nightmare. We can only hope that those who love the victim get the closure they deserve and find their own separate
He talks
peace.
so slow. I don't like it when people talk really slow. When they talk like this, and so it takes a long time for them to say what it is they're trying to say. So you kind of just get really bored and you kind of stop listening, and then at some point you zone back in and you're like, oh fuck, this person's been talking for a really long time and I have no idea what they said. And I don't want to let them know I didn't hear anything they said, because then they would just repeat it. And I would have to try to sit and listen to it all over again. And I just don't have that kind of time in my life. I want to open a restaurant that serves meat and then just ask everyone in an aggravated voice if they want beef. That's kind of reminds me, I know somebody that opened a food truck recently, and it's just like, apparently, I haven't been yet, but apparently it's literally all they sell is burger and fries. Like, that's it. Just burger and fries. And he said it's funny because he gets so many people coming up and it's just like, is that all you have? Burger and fries? And he's like, yep. And they'll walk away for a couple minutes, but then they usually come back and order the burger and fries. Yeah. I think they probably are. This guy's been wanting to open a restaurant for a really long time, and he was actually like halfway through it when like his wife died suddenly, and so he had to like back out of the restaurant he was opening. But now, like several years later, he's finally been able to open a food truck. So, and he has like 1 billion kids. Like 1 billion kids. Really sad, actually. But I'm happy that he's finally getting able to do something he's always wanted to do. Okay, I think I'm tired of this guy. What was the other? I like this, the bedtime stories guy. I liked him better. Splooge! Thank you. I just spilled water all over me. Cool. What's this? The land between the lakes. That's in Kentucky. I don't think I've ever been there. I like how bees poop is still in my search bar up here. Let's look at this.
America's vast national parks and sprawling recreational areas are said to play host to a gallery of mysterious entities.
Irish Catholic?
This week we take a look at a murderous cryptid which is rumored to reside in a region which separates the southeastern states of Tennessee and
Sorry
Kentucky,
that you have to keep reminding me.
a place known
I wish you would just
as the
automatically.
land between the lakes.
Is there like settings?
Before we get to that though, we'd just like to take this opportunity to tell you that the second volume of our book has finally been published and is available on Amazon right now. Full disclosure, the book is pretty much just the transcripts of the
He's got a
episodes,
book.
so don't bother.
Cool.
Scholar use it to an extent.
Cool. Yeah, I wish that wasn't a setting. Islands on lakes are cool. This is a different guy, although they probably do sound similar. But yeah, I've been looking at like cabins, like Airbnb, like cabins, like on the land between the lakes. Because I keep meaning to take like a vacation. Like I want to like just go. Okay, here's what I want, guys. I want to find a cabin that doesn't look like I'm about to get murdered in, and doesn't look like it has like an inch of dirt and fleas.
It was in 1963 that President John F.
And
Kennedy
I wanted to have
designated the rolling
kayaks.
forest land,
Okay,
which
and I
separates
want
Lake
it to be
Barkley from
like
neighboring
on the
Kentucky
lake.
a
So I
protected
can just like
recreation area.
go down the front or back steps,
Possessing 300
hop
miles
in a
of
kayak,
shoreline and
and be able to
170,000
like
acres of verdant woodland.
calmly,
The region has always been popular
gently,
with hikers and
like
holiday
kayak.
makers.
That's what I want. And I can't
But
find
ever
this
since
cabin.
European settlers first ventured inside its boundaries, there have been reports of enigmatic and mysterious creatures. which
Why do they
dwell
always
in
have to
amongst the
decorate these
trees.
cabins like
French
your
hunters and
hillbilly
trappers
Jim that
sometimes
really
return
likes
from the
bears
forest,
a lot or
describing
something, you
encounters
know?
with shadowy
Why
figures,
can't they just have
which would
normal?
mysteriously disappear when challenged.
Why can't they have like more of like a
There were
hotel
also
type
reports of
decoration?
strange
You know,
lights
why
which
they
hovered in
gotta
the
be
skies
like
overhead, showing the hunters
thematic?
as they made their way deeper into the woods.
Okay, I need to actually pay
As
attention to the
relations
start
with
of
the
this.
native population gradually improved, it became clear that there were sections of the forests which the local Shawnee tribe refused to enter. Attempting to prevent harm from coming to the new settlers,
Usually
they shared
it's bears.
stories of a shape-shifting shaman who dwelt in the woods. One who possessed the ability to alter his form into that of a savage and carnivorous beast.
Like a werewolf?
Undeterred by these tales, and lured by a relatively untouched environment in which to work, the trappers pressed on with their business.
Exactly, Mr.
regardless.
Scruffers. I want to
But quite soon it became
kind of like
horrifyingly clear
glamping, but
that
with a
there was
cabin.
some truth
That's
in
what
the
I want.
warnings
Okay.
they had failed to heed.
Jack Joker.
With
Hello.
reports of a
I
murderous
also want a hot
beast
tub.
stalking them as they went about their work.
And bonus points if there's an indoor
Word
tub
would soon
that's
begin
also
to spread
large.
beyond Kentucky and its borders.
Yeah.
Of a wolf-like entity standing nearly 7 feet tall on its hind legs.
Werewolf erotic.
As hunters were startled by mysterious howls in the night, and farmers
Oh,
began
wait,
to
this
find
guy-
the mutilated
this guy, he
carcasses of
has,
their
like,
livestock
natural
lying
subtitles.
dead in their fields. The unseen terror which
I
was
want to put
responsible
subtitles on my
was
stream,
given a name,
actually.
the Lugaru.
How do I do that? I've done. Hello.
Witness testimony pertaining to this
Hi.
hulking and murderous creature has persisted. From historic reports of missing hunters and townsfolk to far more recent alleged encounters. During the spring of 1973, a group of male students from Murray State University decided to take a trip out to the woods in a
And they all
VW
died.
microbus.
What's a microbus?
Travelling up along US Route 68 and out across the Egner's Ferry Bridge, they were soon deep within the land between the lakes, where they turned off into an isolated and remote clearing. Having foraged for deadwood and set up a fire near the van, the group then settled in for the evening, drinking beers and swapping stories. An hour or so later, one of their number rose to his feet and made his excuses, before walking off alone into the trees to answer a call of nature. The youth in question would re-emerge several minutes later, in a visibly distressed state, claiming that he had heard something snuffling and circling around him whilst he had been out in the woods.
Now I should have.
Initially laughing off
I wonder
their friend's
if I
claim
have
as
to
a
restart
prank,
my stream for it to work.
the students had continued with their evening. But as time wore on, several more became aware of something slowly circling the camp.
This is why
hidden
I
from
can't
sight
do
beyond the tree
camping.
line. One by one, they had each fallen silent, as the sound of snapping branches slowly progressed in a wide circle within the trees which surrounded the clearing.
Because
These
this is
noises were
exactly what I
accompanied by what they
imagined. Last time
described
I
as a
went
deep
camping,
sniffing
I
sound,
couldn't sleep
with two of the group later claiming
because, like,
that
I
they had
kept
seen a pair of
hearing
glowing red eyes
all
staring
this
back at them
stuff
out of
around the
darkness.
tent, and I couldn't see out, and I
Suddenly,
felt
a
way
deafening
too
wolf-like howl
vulnerable.
sounded from
I couldn't
nearby,
sleep because I
which
was
immediately prompted the
convinced I was
users
gonna
to
get
pile back
murdered.
into their transport and start the engine.
Thank you, Splooge.
But no sooner had they done so than a tall and slender shape slammed into the back of the van. The resultant force knocked several of the students inside off their feet. As the van pulled away, the sound of shrieking and grinding metal came from the rear, as if the back end of the vehicle was caught on something. Driving straight back to their campus, the group were horrified to discover significant damage to the tail end of the vehicle, with 4 deep and distinct gashes gouged into the cover of the engine compartment. It was as if something with huge claws had repeatedly slashed and torn away at the metalwork. 5 years later, in July of 1978,
What would that
a
have been?
17-year-old
Or are they just
girl
lying?
named Jan Thompson had gone to stay at her aunt's house in Grand Rivers for a couple of weeks. The premises in question were located at the junction of several hiking trails, which headed off into the nearby forest and lay not far from the banks of the neighbouring Kentucky Lake. Thompson very much enjoyed spending her summers at the location.
Do you think
as it
this
gave
guy
her the
has
opportunity to spend
people
time
draw?
with her younger cousins, Joe and Rhonda.
Do you think this guy has people draw all
When
these
her aunt
pictures?
and uncle would
Or
head off
does
to
he
work
find them
during
somewhere?
the daytime, she
They're
would
all
sit
pretty
outside
like
the house
similar,
and
so
keep
he
Rhonda
must have somebody
entertained.
draw him. He probably gets enough money where
13-year-old
it's not a
Joe
big
would
deal.
usually spend the day off out in the woods on his dirt bike. But one evening, as the two girls were sat playing out on the front porch, they heard the sound of Joe's bike heading back towards them through the woods. They
But
realised
they're
almost
awfully
instantly that
specific, and they're
something
all
was
like in the
wrong.
same style.
Looking into each other's eyes with growing apprehension, the pair knew
Yeah,
that the
wild
pitch of
boars
the
are
bike's
kinda
engine
scary.
was far too high, indicating that it was being ridden at a dangerous speed. Sure enough, when the trail bike and its rider emerged from the trees, it was travelling at breakneck speed, taking all of Joe's skill to bring it to a stop without falling from the saddle. After he had dismounted and began to limp across to the girls, Thompson could see what appeared to be fresh blood dripping from a long tear in the right leg of his
Whose
jeans.
snuffling would be audible. I
With
mean,
tears streaming
hold
down
up,
his face,
because I live
her
with
younger
Chunk,
cousin
and
explained how he had been heading home
Chunk's
along
snuffling
a path by
is
the old
audible.
sawmill when a dark shape had burst out of the bushes. and tried to grab
she
hold of
sounds
him.
like a pig.
Feeling the pain of sharp claws slicing across his right leg, the boy had immediately accelerated away. But turning to look over his shoulder, he had then seen his attacker in pursuit, now fully upright on 2 legs.
Well, like supposedly all his stories
Thompson
are
had
like
been in the process of trying to
from
calm Rhonda,
like
who
real
was clearly upset by the blood she could see
real
on her brother's right leg
sources
when they were
or, like,
startled by a
legends.
guttural roar, which had come from somewhere further down the nearby
I guess
trail.
it depends, Aaron.
A
maybe
tall figure then stepped out
it
from
depends
the
on
tree
how
line,
far.
its lean
Like
body
through the
barely
door,
discernible beneath
probably
the thick
not.
pelt of jet black fur,
Through like a
covering
tent
its
and
entire
a few
being.
feet, maybe.
As Jan and her cousins quickly moved back across the porch towards the
Nope,
front
nope,
door,
nope.
the creature had stepped forward, and in doing so
Right?
had activated a security light affixed to the side of the house.
It makes me so happy.
The creature
I wish
had
they weren't
instantly
as
halted,
scuffed. Like I wish,
shielding its
like
eyes from the
they were
glare,
more accurate. But
and in
this'll
doing
do
so,
for now.
had allowed the children to flee into the
Oh my god! And
address
it
and
like
lock the
messes
door
up my
behind
face
them.
tracking.
For several seconds it remained motionless, almost contemplating the beam of blinding light. Through the windows,
no.
Jan managed to get a good look at the intruder.
No, it's like it won't
She would
pick
later
it up or
state how it
something.
was unlike the
I guess it thinks
description
my
she had heard
index
of
is my middle.
Sasquatches, which apparently roam the region. It was instead more reminiscent of a dog or wolf, and was standing upright on its hind legs.
The command part.
Its black eyes were almost indiscernible, somewhat lost amongst the mass of dark fur surrounding its features.
That's pretty close.
As the creature then resumed its steady advance towards the house, Jan sees several knives from a drawer in the kitchen before ushering the younger children upstairs, where they all hid under one of the beds.
Oh, the pointy?
For the next hour or so, the trio were plagued by the sounds of
Like,
repeated
like
banging
this?
and clattering all around the exterior of the ground floor, culminating in the smashing of glass as a downstairs
That's
window
not
was
bad.
apparently shattered. These
I can
sounds
do-
instantly ceased when the horn blast from an approaching vehicle
There you
was
go.
heard,
I'm cheating.
signalling to the children that their mother had arrived home. Minutes later, Jan's aunt had stepped in through the front door, chiding the children for not having come out to help her unpack the shopping, as she had indicated for them to do so by using the car horn. Upon seeing the haunted and terrified expressions on the faces of the three youngsters, she advised them to stay where they were, and went outside to inspect the house. It would later be discovered that one of the kitchen windows had indeed
Thank
been
you,
broken
Stooge.
inwards by the attacker. Upon his subsequent return home, Jan's uncle had listened impassively as they had related their story. Asking no questions of the account, he had simply forbidden the children from entering the woods again at any point, before sending them all off to bed. There is another story, however, with which the beast of the land between the lakes will forever be associated. A horrifying tale, allegedly covered up by the local authorities to avoid widespread panic. In 1982, so the story goes, an entire family was brutally murdered whilst camping in the region.
So don't go camping here.
Their
I
motorhome
got
was
it.
discovered
Got
stained
it.
with
Don't. I will
blood,
not. No camping.
with the bodies of the
Nope.
father, mother, and 13-year-old son found heavily mutilated in and around the campsite, apparently having been attacked by something with huge claws. The 9-year-old daughter was later discovered some distance away, having been lodged in the high branches of a
Dead
tree.
or alive?
There are several differing versions of this incident, passed down by local residents over the years since it was reported to
Sounds
have
like
occurred.
multiple incidents
For this
of
reason,
very
it was
lots,
largely written off by
many
many commentators
claws.
as pure fiction, due to a lack of accompanying evidence. Then,
Maybe
in
like
December of
a
2020,
cougar or something.
an apparent eyewitness to the event finally came forward.
Apparently, cougars can be kind of bad in this area.
Contacting a YouTube channel by the name of Cryptid Studies Institute, a man calling himself Roger claimed that in 1982,
A
he
YouTube
had been
channel
invited to go camping with a family at a
by the name
recreational
of
site
Cryptid
within
Studies.
the land between the lakes.
Yeah, they're
Having
scary.
had several initial conversations, the presenters were so
I've never
compelled
seen
by
one in
his
person,
testimony
thankfully.
that they invited him onto the channel for a
I did
formal
mean to go
interview, which is
hiking
linked in
this
the
year,
description.
and I just never did.
There are some notable differences between
really
Roger's
busy with,
story and
this
the
other
ones which
hobby
have
that I
since
do outside
circulated
of work.
online. For instance, he is adamant that the body of the youngest member of the family was not discovered up in a tree some distance from the camp, but was instead found where she was killed, inside the RV.
Uh-huh.
The man related that at the time of the incident, he was a 15-year-old boy staying with relatives in the town of LaGrange, Indiana. During his time there, he had befriended a family of 4, who had recently moved to the area, having made the decision to leave a neighbouring Amish community.
Oh. What'd you do, Mr. Scruffers?
In April of that year, he had
did
been
it just leave
approached
you
by the
alone?
father of the family, a man named
Cougars,
Levi.
mountain
and was
lions,
asked if
yeah.
he wanted to accompany them on a short camping
Oh my god,
break.
I've probably sounded really country when I said
Having
that.
been granted permission by his
Mountain
relatives,
lions.
Roger then joined the group in their brand new Holiday
Mountain
Imperial
lions.
motorhome, heading for a campsite
Mountain
situated
lions.
somewhere in between Tennessee and Kentucky. Levi and his wife Diane had 2 children, 9-year-old Connie and her 13-year-old brother Stephen.
That was completely
both of whom were
natural.
friendly with
That was
Roger.
not intentional.
Arriving at the campsite in the early evening of April the 7th, they had
You can't
found no
say
other vehicles present.
Cougar.
Levi had driven
cougars
slowly
and
past
mountain
the
lions the
simple
same
concrete
thing?
toilet blocks.
Are they different?
Before parking up at the extreme end of the campsite. It was at this point that the father and son had walked off into the adjoining forest to collect wood for a campfire. Whilst they did so, the women of the family had remained inside the camper van, preparing dinner.
Nope,
At
not gonna
something
say
of a
it.
loose end, Roger had elected to start his holiday by target shooting some tin cans, using the 410 shotgun he had brought along with him. But as he had been collecting his would-be targets, he suddenly became aware of a disturbance
Bobcats
coming
are what
from
you
the
were
front of
thinking
the
of?
RV, with several male voices shouting in alarm.
Cougars
Running
are
forwards
mounted.
to the
Okay,
driver's
yeah.
seat to see what was
That's
going
what I was
on,
thinking, but I
the boy was horrified
wasn't sure
to
for a
see
second.
Stephen being attacked by a towering dog-like creature, which was leaning in to bite at his neck. At this point, Levi
Holy
had suddenly
cow!
emerged bearing a 20-gauge shotgun.
That sounds
He
crazy,
immediately
Mr.
opened
Scruffer.
fire, hitting the creature in the shoulder and causing it to drop his son.
Werewolves.
But as the weapon had only been loaded with birdshot, the attacker had shrugged off the injury, seizing hold of Levi and killing him instantly.
I want to see the bite marks on his shoulder.
Terrified,
Oh wait, he died.
Roger
Never
had
mind.
run to the side door and fired his own weapon at the creature as it approached from the
You know
left.
this happened. You know
The beast
this
fell
is
onto
probably
its
true
side,
because it's
and the youth took
Kentucky
this
and
opportunity
everybody
to
has a
crawl
gun.
underneath the vehicle and climb up into the framework alongside the drive shaft. Moments later,
Oh shit!
the camper van had buckled under the weight
Oh,
of
God!
something huge clambering inside it, and he had
Beast
been
bitch.
horrified to hear the women screaming above him. Their cries of
Can you
sheer
imagine?
terror
That'd be
had been
fucking
cut briefly
terrifying.
short, as they were dispatched with the same ruthless efficiency as the father and son. Roger couldn't be sure, but he had the distinct impression that there were in fact two of the creatures attacking the family. He remained below, finally hearing heavy footsteps retreating off into the woods. After waiting for what felt like an eternity in the eerie silence which followed, he rolled out from underneath the RV and ran to the main road in search of help. The driver of a passing pickup truck had listened intently to his story, taking him to a nearby farm and then calling for the authorities. When he took Roger back to the campsite a short time later, there were now several government officials and soldiers from the
Wasn't it
National
just a
Guard
kid
on the
though?
scene.
Wait, or did I miss the part?
Walking them
Was
through
he a
the
kid or
events
a
as
man
best he
hiding
could,
underneath?
the boy was struck by the lack of predation to the dead family members. The
I mean,
two
I don't
female
know.
victims having had their necks
I'm not
broken,
sure.
as opposed to being bitten or feasted
Teen.
upon. The government agents had listened and
I mean,
nodded as he
I don't know.
described how he had heard no
If I was in
growling
that
or barking
situation,
from the
I
creatures during
honestly,
the
I
attack,
wouldn't blame somebody for
only
just
heavy
hiding
panting.
because,
He had further explained how the attackers,
you know,
despite being canine in
what's the
appearance,
chances that he
had
would
moved like human
kill
beings.
both creatures
He
or
had
whatever?
assumed they were men
Realistically,
in dog suits, as opposed to any
Benjamin
kind
Button.
of animal. And yet, everything of value inside the trailer was still present. The officials found almost $20,000 sitting in the safe.
I don't
These
think like
being
a
the
survivor
proceeds
should
from the
feel
family's
too
recent
guilty
house sale.
because they were like scared.
Roger would be taken directly to the airport in nearby Hopkinsville, where he was promptly placed on a flight back
got
to
so
his
scared he
hometown in
regressed in
Cedar
age.
Rapids. Completely stunned by what he had seen,
His shotgun
he
had
did not
birdshot.
speak of it
Oh.
to his family, but instead watched the news to see how the story would be related to the public. It never was, and it would not be until many years later, when he stumbled across different versions of the incident circulating online, that he realized it must have been covered up.
That's a little extreme.
America's more remote regions are no stranger to reports of tall and aggressive cryptids, which are known to attack the unfortunate souls who cross their paths. But the majority of these have been ape-like in appearance, with a much smaller percentage being described by witnesses as canine.
Would you
The
be more
beast on
scared
the
of
land between the
Bigfoot
lakes is
or
somewhat
a werewolf?
distinctive, in that it supposedly resembles an upright wolf, rather than possessing the hulking frame of the dogman, which is decidedly more humanoid. However, its behaviours appear far more human-like, with the creature reacting to technology with a greater degree of understanding than similar entities. This has led some to believe that the beast is possibly a skinwalker of Native American folklore.
There you go. Let's do a poll. What's more scary?
The commonalities in the stories of this creature and its various encounters with people make for an interesting case. But the fact remains that there is no proof to support its existence. Not to cast
There's this
doubt on
movie,
those who
okay?
believe they have seen this entity and
There's
others
this
like
movie.
it. But until more compelling evidence comes
You hide in your
forward,
safe place.
it will remain the stuff of legend.
I mean, it's made of cardboard. You know, just between you and me, I'm not really sure how well it would hold up. Just to be honest. I'm gonna see if I can find the trailer to that movie. I can't remember the name of it. I'm just gonna type in Bigfoot movie trailer. There's one in 2021? Oh, hold on. Okay, first off, this isn't it. No, not this one. Wait. This looks super cheesy. Dawn of the Beast official trailer. Bigfoot horror. I'm tempted to click on it, but like...
That looks good on.
I want to keep it.
Surely there's no titties in these. Right? I'm prepared. I'm prepared to... This is gonna be so cheesy.
You're in for quite a treat this weekend as we delve into our new area of study.
Bigfoot titties?
What class is this for anyway?
It's called cryptozoology.
I'm much more frightened of an extremely hairy naked man than I am of a giant
It's
dog
about
monster.
exploring the territory. Anything that sheds light on the existence of Bigfoot.
There's an unspeakable evil living out in those woods. And you better hope it doesn't sense your presence. Because if it knows you're there, it'll be coming for you.
I found this book. It talks about all kinds of creatures. The Wendigo.
Talks about all kinds of creatures.
It's what gets in your head. And that's what you become once the spirit finds you.
That didn't look like Bigfoot.
Bigfoot isn't the only monster out there?
Oh, it's about everything. Fuck that! Oh my god.
The darkness of the night brings out the evil that is the Wendigo. Night's end brings to dawn.
I'm not gonna lie, if I saw that creeping outside, never going outside again. It's a Wendigo, not Bigfoot. Oh my god, that is gross looking. Okay, what was this? Dawn of the Beast. Bigfoot horror. Dawn. Misleading title, I feel like. Why is it even called Bigfoot? Did they see Bigfoot? Bigfoot. Arugaroo? This is the movie. Yeah, this is the movie. This movie is scary. This movie, it's like a B movie, but this movie scared me. I had trouble sleeping after this movie. It's mostly like the sounds in this movie were really scary. Like thinking about going camping and hearing the sounds in this movie.
A big idiot. Check one. I said I would come on this trip to help you with your film, and it's your birthday.
Oh my god, there's a butt!
Time, but I'm not about to say that I believe in Bigfoot.
Well, then why are you here?
It was like 2 seconds. Half a
I
second.
just don't want you to think I'm crazy.
Don't ban me, Twitch. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
I'll go in there myself.
Thought it was an innocent movie.
You believe any
Trailer.
job out there that says Sasquatch is
I was more worried.
Your friends will all think you're crazy.
I was more worried about the other trailer than this one.
For something that you never find.
I never
Okay, Daz.
about anyone.
It's about 29 miles north of here. You come to the bottom of Bluff Creek.
We're here.
We're here. When you get in there, it's a steep canyon, there's a running creek, there's
Yeah.
forest, it's thick, and you're gonna feel how isolated they were.
Callie, come here.
The real truth of it is you're out.
Gun sexual.
How do we know we're going in the right direction?
You don't want to be in the movie, and now you're Stanley fucking Kubrick.
Turn off the camera.
There's a lot of people live back.
Look at that guy's creepy smile. Did you see that?
Other people into their business.
Turn that fucking thing off.
Okay, let's go, Jim.
See the buckshot on the sign? What is my sock doing in the tree?
People don't want us to come out here, so people are probably fucking with us.
Just go back to bed. Did you hear that?
Hear what? That sounds like someone's crying.
I was hoping they would do the sound. Blair Witch with the main. Listen, I don't care. I don't care. I don't really care much about like the whole original thing when it comes to movies. If it's a scary movie and if it actually makes me scared, it gets a gold star. I was hoping it would make the sound. You telling me Blair Witch wasn't Blair Witch with a dude in an ape costume? Huh? Oh yeah, Dad sent me something. This has no titties? Oh shit.
I saw a monster outside. Say, what did he look like? He was big in here and he had huge face.
I'm clicking on all the wrong things. Oh, 480p. That's the highest. Okay, cool.
I see the two battles you will wage.
What if I tell you I can get you a story you wouldn't believe?
Like what? It's a bear?
You want your prize? Then help me get mine.
Solomon was a loon.
Solomon who? He's gone.
That's why you fail, Rick.
Who said anything about a bear? Don't be printing anything that hasn't been approved by the force yet.
Fate is something no one can
36p women.
Are you alright?
What is going on? Just try!
And I just don't understand. When can we open up this case? Get some help. Alert people. Leave it be.
I'm gonna call animal control. No. No, I haven't.
Are you saying that Bigfoot is loose and killing people in a suburban town in northeast
She's
America?
gonna bone.
That about sums it up.
It was beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Really enjoyed it. The Sentai is looking different. Oh God. What is this?
Becky! Where are you? Oh!
Becky!
We're here reporting live in Elwood City. Police have told me there are several fatalities, but I have had the opportunity to speak with a couple of eyewitnesses.
All you city folk think up here in the sticks are just a bunch of hicks sitting around, getting drunk, telling stories of spaceships landing. Now here we saw Bigfoot.
I'm here to tell you right now, I'm gonna bring you the proof.
Now, boys, this sounds a lot like the time you called to tell me you saw a dragon in the bathroom at Long John Silver's.
I ain't huffed gas in over 4 years. This was real.
Hey, you just missed it. Bigfoot was just down here.
Yes, Mr. Scrub. Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah. I've seen it. I would watch this. I would totally watch this.
We need to kill him. We need to kill him down! Is it a crime to go out driving around, spotting deer, shooting shotguns all while drinking beer?
Yes, actually, those are all crimes.
I'm an exterminator.
Squirrel.
That's what I do. I exterminate things. You know, pests, vermins, except humans, of course.
Of course. We're gonna take Bigfoot.
Damn.
Turn him into jerky, and then we'll sell it to the town. I'll give you my world famous deer jerky recipe. That sounds good. Let's do this.
I would watch this. Yeah. Size does matter. Wait, there's a sequel? Trailer 2022?
Look how large his footprint is.
It's huge.
It's big. It's a big foot. You get it?
Yeah. I wonder if I could watch that on stream but not get in trouble.
My boss wants to hire you for a job dealing with a certain creature that you've come in contact with before.
Like a Bigfoot.
Yes.
Wait. Just a hot damn second. Boys, I think we need to get in the zone for this.
Oh, yeah.
So it's agreed? We're going?
It's like a human but with a big
I'll
foot.
get the beer ball. Let's do some squatching.
What are you wearing?
It's a camo poncho.
Yeah, nope, that's a moo-moo, because my mom wears them all the time.
Let's go.
Hey, Splooge.
Hey, Bigfoot, you in there?
Okay, the first one looks much better. Hold on, I need to I need to save this. Hold on, I might have some spoilery playlists, so save. I'll just put it on the watch later. It's fine. Okay, now what? Now what? Bigfoot. I really, Hickory Man says he has a video of Bigfoot. Okay.
All new tonight at 6, social media is buzzing.
Buzzing? Social media?
Something amazing on his cell phone camera video.
It's pretty good camera quality. Don't get fuzzy on me now.
Several people reported seeing the creature over the years. NBC Charlotte's Brandon Goldner spoke to the man who described his experience.
I would laugh.
Despite the signs outside his Hickory home,
if he just shows like a hairy foot.
Crazy Daisy strayed away from the wooded trails in McDowell County. He was grabbing some cameras he had set up, hoping they recorded images of a longtime fascination, Bigfoot. As he was walking back to his truck,
then a rock was through. She chased it. I just kind of stopped, took the phone out, gazed the hill, kept looking. He's still up here.
Not just one, he says 3 different Bigfoot stared at him from the hill. This is just a snippet of 10 minutes of video Teague says he recorded.
He's moving. Like a giddy school kid. This nervous, heart beating, it was crazy.
He's a member of the Catawba Valley Bigfoot Research Club. McDowell County's
First off, if I'm seeing a video,
though the path leading to this larger-than-life creature often goes cold. Scientists say there's a logical reason for this. There's no evidence Bigfoot exists. Teague disagrees.
They're real. They're there.
As does
First off,
was it went in front of my camera?
If I'm looking at a video of Bigfoot,
her Cleveland County home.
Screamed. I didn't know what it was, but that thing was tall.
Taken by, if the video's taken by a guy wearing a hat that has Bigfoot on it that says "I believe,"
but others,
I'm
like Cook,
really
Teague,
not
and even
gonna
his
be
granddaughter,
convinced.
believe.
I'm not
In
gonna be
Catawba County, I'm
convinced,
Brandon Goldberg,
okay?
NBC Charlotte.
Bigfoot revealed. Formal overalls. The man who killed Hitler and then the Bigfoot. Not Bigfoot in general, the Bigfoot. Funny how if he wasn't covered in Bigfoot merch, I might. Yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? It's like a thing. Is this the same thing? Look, I'm convinced. I maybe this one's better. Maybe this one's better. It's scary, I promise.
Just keep talking. I gotta adjust these levels.
Is this the same trailer? It says it's
Check
a different one.
My boyfriend's a big idiot. Check one. I said that I would come on this trip to help you with your film, and it's your birthday, and we're gonna have a great time, but I'm not
Oh
about
yeah.
to say that I believe in
He had shorts on then.
Hi, I'm in Willow Creek, Mecca to the Bigfoot community.
He's all over the place.
There he is.
There is a thing we call the curse of Bigfoot. Your friends will all think you're crazy, and you'll spend all of your days searching for something that you never find.
I think we're getting close.
That already sounds like my life.
In the woods, they just don't like other people in their business. Turn that thing off.
Is it weird progressive?
For me, I know another way in.
We're here.
So far, it's not really different
What is my
footage.
sock doing in the tree?
It's all the same.
Look at this. Did you see this? So I may have just gotten some evidence.
I got some hair. Sounds like a dog. Ah! Oh my god, that actually scared me! There was like this weird howling sound. Hold on, What is this? I heard. What did I watch? Why did that sound like the lady that fell down while making wine in a tub? What? Like how you can literally tell it's a person behind the tent poking it. I mean, Bigfoot is like person like.
These buckets are filled with grapes. What kind of grapes?
These are filled with Chamberston grapes, and the winner this Saturday, who's studying music, eating international foods, having wine tours and tastings, vineyard tours, seminars, arts and crafts. It's a lot of fun, a whole day. Stop. Oh, stop. Oh, 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 I can't. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Oh,
Oh my gosh, you just keep going.
I can't breathe. Stop.
No. Oh,
boy,
dear.
I think she's actually hurt.
No, I
there.
think she is.
Yeah, she's hurt. She took
They
a
seem very concerned. What is this quality?
Okay. We're gonna
360.
make sure she
Cool.
is.
Try and check on her and get back to you as soon as we can.
We'll be back right after this.
They're just running. Okay. Strange sound while mushroom hunting. Oh wait, what's this? I left my camera out in the woods to see if I could get any deer on it. This is what I found instead. Didn't find no deer. Like VHSO. Is that like a mountain lion? What is that? Still just your baby, just a baby adult, just a little baby. Bears get like that high pitched? Yeah, I heard a cougar one morning when I was running at 5 a.m. in the middle of the fucking city. And I heard it, and I was scared. I wasn't sure if I should do something or not because it sounded like a woman screaming. I didn't know what it was until like I Googled it when I booked it home. I was like, I Googled it. No, Google. No. Stop. Google, no. Maybe another type of... I don't know, dude. All I know is it sounded like a woman screaming. And I stopped, like, the second I heard it. And then I just stood there, like... Because I couldn't really tell where it came from. And then, like, I heard it again. And, like... Eventually, like, after hearing it a couple more times, I could determine, like, it's not an actual, like, person. But I was still like, what is that? That's scary. Okay, this is not anything. Creepy Bigfoot vocalizations.
Hey everyone, welcome to Mountain Beast Mysteries.
Mountain Beast Mysteries! His whole channel! Mountain Beast Mysteries!
Past couple months, and it is about the strange screams that have been recorded in Ontario.
Definitely a cougar, just not the animal
the
variant.
Bigfoot Quest for the Wild Man GoFundMe campaign is still alive. There's a link down below in the description if you wish to donate
Mountain
to
Beast
that film project. We've had quite a few donations so far, and quite a few since the last upload here on Mountain Beast.
All right, I just want to hear the screaming.
You know, in my honest opinion,
thanks,
I'll just say right off the bat here, I think it's a wolf. And if you listen to the audio clip, if you listen to it with headphones on, and you
put on your headphones, folks,
especially with the first call that you hear, I think it's at about the 4-second mark, it really just sounds like a wolf. And as the calls go on, they seem to be a little bit more, I guess, growl-like and grungy.
Let me tell you.
But if you go off,
I've heard some weird things come out of Chonk's mouth.
Sound like a wolf. So just based on that, that's what I'm going to say.
You guys probably heard it too. She ends her howls really funny.
I could be wrong. I'm not a biologist, but I did do some poking around to try and determine what animal it mostly sounds like.
Okay, shut up.
The original.
Shut up. He's still talking.
A monster where the cabin.
He's still talking.
Lots of stuff. You get the.
5 minutes in.
But I can't really explain the growls. They do sound kind of strange. I'll play that clip here again to kind of refresh.
Oh, again? Okay, apparently I missed it. My bad.
You can hear what I'm talking about.
Gotta hit that 10-minute monetization. I don't... This is shit. Yeah! It sounds like a bunch of fucking wind and like wolves, maybe. I could kind of hear like some howling in the background. That was shit. It sounds like a bunch of fucking. 15 creepiest things found in the woods. Scariest night of my life. Let's do this. Oh.
While many of us are familiar with audio recordings through the mediums of music and narration, it's not always the case that sounds are recorded solely for the purposes of entertainment. In fact, there is an abundance of disturbing and unexplainable sound captures littering the internet today. And even with the advances in technology allowing us to isolate and pick apart an audio clip, we're still not always able to offer up a logical account as to what the recording sounds really are. In this video, and in anticipation for David Paulides' new documentary, Missing 411 The Hunted, which is out today, one of which sounds we talk about in this video is included in David's new documentary, and it's one of the most disturbing sounds we've ever heard. And it's been heard by very few people. Do not forget to check out the new documentary by clicking the link in the description or in the comments. It's a documentary that you do not want to miss out on. Now, here we'll be exploring 5 scary and unexplained sounds.
He says we don't want to miss out on that documentary, guys. I'm awfully convinced.
Hit those lights, sit back, and enjoy.
I can't turn off the light. And my face tracking won't work.
Witset sounds. One of the most recent spooky videos to appear on the internet in recent years is one which shows the creepy, distressed cries of what is likely an animal, although it's unknown what kind. The video, uploaded to YouTube on December the 16th, 2017, shows a thick, white blanket of snow and a dark wooded area. In amongst the trees, the sounds emerge of something perhaps dying or wounded. The animalish screams of agony are chilling, to say the least. Take a listen.
What that is? I don't know. Scary shit.
What the fuck is that?
What the
Is that a cougar?
Everyone else is hearing it too.
A wolf?
Filmed in Witset, formerly Morristown in British Columbia, Canada, there appears to be nothing amiss on the snowy morning other than the disturbing sounds originating from the forest. Online users have theorized.
I'm pretty sure if I was in the woods and I heard that, I'd shit my
To a
pants.
coyote. Many
Just
comments have spoken
right on the
about
spot.
hearing similar noises
No
in
saving
the
me.
likes of Ontario
I
and
need new
Missouri,
pants.
but no one seems to have an understanding of what exactly is making the cries. While many articles online have looked at the video and attempted to figure out where the noises could be coming from, it seems no one is any closer to naming the creature making these horrific screams.
Or maybe it was a person just really fed up with life and
Whispers
they
of
just, you know, they needed to get out in the middle of nowhere and just scream.
Documented since at least 1890, the unsettling sounds that emanate from the shores of Yellowstone.
I have a friend, he went solo like backpacking recently.
And there are varying arguments for what is causing these creepy and mysterious sounds.
He was telling a lot of people, hey, if I'm not back by, you know, this day, this time, maybe call the police.
The spirits of those who drowned in the lake.
I would get so scared.
The sounds are reported to only occur early in the morning and seem to appear out of nowhere.
What?
They are said to emerge from one direction and grow louder and more intense until it appears like of those who are in its presence and can hear it. Then, just as suddenly as it comes, the sounds fade away to nothing.
Where is this?
Take a listen.
Yellowstone?
Edward Linton, a professor of biology at Washington and Jefferson College in 1893, described the sounds as rather indefinite, reverberating sound characterized by a slight metallic resonance.
Yeah, that metallic resonance
In
is
prior
weird.
years, a geologist named Frank H. Bradley noted that the sound resembled something between a whistle and a horse whine, and they heard it every few moments whilst having breakfast. Others have said the sounds resemble human voices, a swarm of bees, or the sound of metal cables crashing against each other. Some of the most recent discussions about the whispers of Yellowstone Lake are as far back as the 1930s. Reportedly, interest in the lake music began to peter out in the 1960s.
I've never heard of this. This is weird.
As did reports of the phenomenon.
I'd like to go to
Even
Yellowstone.
today,
I've never
in
been.
2019, no one knows for certain just what these sounds are or where they come from.
It's so cool to me how, you know, there's so much that we know about, you know, Earth and everything, but there's still like so much that we don't know.
An odd video to YouTube, claiming it was from earlier that night at 7:50 p.m. in North Smithfield, Rhode Island. The user goes on to explain how they heard these strange, loud noises coming from the woods near their home. A radio tower is in the same direction, and the sounds lasted for about 15 to 20 minutes and then stopped. Unlike a lot of these type of videos, it's easy to hear the perplexing noises from the start. They sound metallic, almost like someone is cutting up metal. But Reddit users have suggested the sound could be high winds moving
Especially,
through the tower,
like super far down, like in the Mariana
After
Trench.
some YouTube comments, the uploader of the video gave watchers
Do you
more
guys think
background
megalodons are still around?
There was no wind the night the video was taken, and no trains nearby. They
deep
elaborated that any high winds
It's kind
in
of
the
crazy
area
that sharks
never
live
resulted
so
in the
fucking
sounds
old.
featured in the video. It
Like,
was
isn't the
first time
oldest
they'd heard
shark like
anything like it.
700 or something like that?
Take a listen.
I feel like I've heard this before. Yeah, there is one night I definitely have heard something like this before. I don't know what it is though. What the fuck is that, you think? Do you guys know? Any idea? No, they aren't because we have of their absence by how huge and slow big whales are. So it can't be. I see. The things living in caves that have no light and don't have... Yeah, they've evolved to not have eyes. That's creepy, yeah. You making your metal up? Yeah, that is really weird.
By the user featured this possible
Wait.
that the audio was doctored. The audio in the first video lasts 1 minute 24 seconds, while a second video uploaded by the user featured the same chilling sound, lasted just 50 seconds. The clip was taken 5 minutes prior to the first episode.
You've
While
heard
many
of
Reddit and YouTube commenters
avant-garde
have given their
bands,
2
sounds like
cents when it comes to the origins of the disturbing sound. No one knows
I
for
swear
sure
though,
just
I've
what it
literally,
is
I've
or
heard
where
this
it's coming
sound at
from.
night. There's like one
There
night
appears to
I
be no
remember,
updates from the original
I heard
post
this
in
sound and I
recent
remember
years.
Googling it and like seeing similar videos.
2014, Screaming in the Woods at Night. Arguably one of the most unsettling audio recordings on YouTube. This spooky video isn't disturbing.
Are you
for the
ready?
fact
This
that
is
the sounds are
arguably the
unidentifiable,
spookiest
but
sound
because
on
the sounds are
YouTube.
human-like. Recorded around 2 a.m. in December of 2014.
Jake! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the follow.
While many of us are familiar with audio recordings through the mediums
Oh,
of music and
crap,
narration,
the
it's not always
hotkeys.
the case that sounds are recorded solely for the purpose of
My hotkeys fucked it up.
screaming in the woods at night. Arguably one of the most unsettling audio sounds.
Alright, let's hear it.
A few days after Christmas.
Few days after
the
Christmas.
user who made the recording claimed the screaming sounds were coming from the woods behind their house.
Probably just
Although
a
no
cougar.
exact location is given as to where the user lives, their accompanying Reddit post told the story of how the loud shouts and screams had gone on for a while, and woken them up from sleep. Reportedly, it was freezing cold outside and there was snow.
Okay.
The
Alright,
user had a good view
I'm
from their
just here
window
for the weird
since the woods
sounds,
slant
dude.
down
Come
towards a
on.
creek, but they witnessed nothing. Escapes prison. Listen.
Oh my. Jake. Oh. That doesn't sound like a cougar. Or wait, does it? I don't know.
The distressed cries sound like that of a woman screaming for someone, possibly named Karen.
Jake, I'm just saying it's awfully sus. It's awfully sus for you to come in here and that's like one of the first things you say. I'm just saying, that's sus.
Rather than adult. Others are of the belief that someone is being hurt or tortured.
You sound like a cougar. Wait, do I?
David.
What effect is this?
Some have theorized.
It's deep.
Someone is it's the tantrum of
I imagine I probably don't sound like a cougar right now. Confused. That sounded creepy though. Alright, what's this?
The Sierra Camp Mysteries. Within the vicinity of the Yosemite National Park, lying between it and Lake Tahoe, is the Sierra Camp.
I've heard of this one. This one's
hunting
weird.
camp originating in the 1950s. The hidden area involves an 8-mile hike to reach it.
Yeah, like
and
the
there's no
guy
obvious trail to get to the scenic spot.
Right.
As the landscape shifts and changes throughout the year, it proves a difficult terrain to navigate.
Now I sound normal. Yeah, because I
Not only
automated
this,
that
the
shit.
camp
Yeah.
is open to a select few only. Experienced, disciplined hikers.
Yeah, like the
Unlike
guy that
some
knows
who
where
see
this
hunting
camp
as a
is, like
social
he
opportunity
eventually
and treat it
stopped
as a
telling
party.
people about it.
The Sierra Camp does not involve alcohol in their trips. But these aren't the only reasons Sierra Camp is unusual. Over the years, many of its hunters have had bizarre, unexplainable experiences, and they have the physical evidence to prove it. And you're going to hear some.
Yeah, they have like a lot of
here for the
recordings.
first ever time,
I
as it was released
forget
in
where
the new
I heard about it.
documentary,
Some show I was
Missing
watching or
411,
something.
The Hunted, which is out today. According to one of the original members of the camp, Ron Moorhead, the most notable instances of strange events is one that occurs most often in the evening. Ron first heard the sound in 1971 as they were accustomed to the call of
You
the
see what
wild.
I mean, Jake?
Like
Is it
bark owls or
toothbrush?
bird songs, the group of hunters was able to easily distinguish the sound that graced their
Makes
ears
sense.
from that of
I
something
see.
commonly heard in the forest at night.
It's awfully sus, though.
The yowls and cries of an unidentified creature, possibly multiple, echoed throughout the forest.
Definitely
Quick to take
multiple.
action, the men retreated to their shelter and began to record the creepy sounds. The hunters mimicked the sounds they heard, only to be met with the same unusual cries. Take a listen.
Like they talked back to it. I feel like I've heard that sound before, but like, what is that? That's like... Is that like... This is the weird shit.
There's two of them across the creek at the big rocks.
They submitted their recordings to Dr. R.
Isn't that weird? Did you hear that last little bit?
Engineering at the University of Wyoming. Based on the pitch and sound, the men had recorded
owl or a
multiple
frog?
creatures, and they were estimated
Like that last
stood
little
between
bit?
7
Not
to 3
the
in
like, not
depth.
like the whooping,
When
but
explored
like...
further, it was revealed that the creature's formant frequencies were far different to humans.
Yeah.
As they were able to go way above and way below that of a person. Studies show that the recording was not pre-recorded, re-recorded, or doctored in any way. Naturally, the men were terrified. They feared their shelter would be destroyed by an onslaught of these giant, unknown monsters, but nothing happened. On a yearly basis, the men heard these startling, bizarre noises, but they were unable to capture images of the beasts. Others have offered the explanation of an unknown, intelligent life form walking the earth, and dispute any ideas that the recording is fake due to the dangers of trying to prank a group of armed hunters at night in the dark. Ron also speaks of a sound that once occurred, which sounded like a huge churning fork above us, and which the men couldn't locate a source for.
That's
And
weird.
later, the sound of a car door slamming, even though their camp is an 8-mile hike into the mountains.
That's
He
weird.
also tells the story of the time the hunters heard a huge commotion outside their shelter, which sounded as if their camp was being torn apart and ripped through. But upon looking outside, they found nothing. Everything was in its place.
See, I feel like stories like this are so like all over the place and weird. Like,
just sounds.
You
And don't
know,
forget to check out the
like,
documentary to get the full story.
why add like the weird bits about like, oh yeah, and we also heard like something that sounded like a tuning fork,
One
and
believes
you
the
know,
mystery of
like,
the Sierra camp needs to be understood.
that's so bizarre.
And we're hoping that David Paulides' new Missing 411, the Hunted documentary, will do just that.
All right, they convinced me about this
So that's
documentary.
5 scary, unexplained sounds recorded from the woods. Again, what do you think of that terrifying? If you want to find out thinking for hours about what exactly happens in those woods when people vanish,
Okay.
leaving no trace behind.
Fine, where do I find it?
Thanks for watching.
Where's
and
it
as
at?
always, we'll see you.
Is it? Did you say it was on his channel? You think he would have linked to it? How unprofessional. Look, Mr. Scruffers, they're harmless until they're not. You're that guy. Oh, wait, this is actually a fucking movie. Shit. Oh, but if it's on YouTube, it's fair game, right?
Dave Paulides, Missing 411.
Oh, this is like an hour.
Dave Paulides, welcome back to the Big Buck Registry's Deer Hunting Podcast.
Oh, this is a podcast.
They did what they're supposed to do, but then you just can't go beyond the blind. It makes no sense because
I'm not kidding you. Anytime I have a strange photo, I send it to him. Why? Because
Anytime I have a strange photo, I send it to him. Got a weird spot on my dick? I send it to him. Why is that like the first thing I thought of? Yeah. I want to hear more of the weird sounds. What the fuck was the name of that place? It's like Sierra Sounds Camp? Okay, yeah. Shit.
We're in for a night, Bill.
Damn, copyright keeping me from streaming a bunch of stuff that I just want to share. Sounds like they're like banging sticks. Say Bear, we're watching weird stuff. Listen to this weird stuff. Those like weird voices are so creepy. That's like the guy, like they make sounds back at him. It like makes me think of like the Three Stooges. Isn't that weird? This is like some weird sounds recorded in like the woods. Like these campers started recording these weird sounds they kept hearing every night, and then like where they started like making the noises back at them, and they're like almost like they're responding, I guess. I don't know. Thanks, please. This is just a mumble rappers mixtape.
There's two of them across the creek at the big rocks. It's a hard act to follow.
He sounds like he talks to us and they talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like that deep voice. It's funny. I'm mimicking. No, it's not.
Right there, I just seen movement right through there.
Like they said that they had like the audio analyzed, and supposedly like the sounds are like outside of like the frequencies that like it's like outside like our vocal frequency range or something like that. Pretty creepy. Pretty creepy. Listening to Nickelback. Oh, look at this first comment. I have a cabin in Virginia in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I have heard these sounds before. The knocks and the weird language, the fear is penetrating. They do exist. Ooh, that's creepy. This guy says he's heard it before too. This guy thinks there is Bigfoot. It's like weird because like sometimes I feel like it almost sounds like a bird, like a parrot or something. Let's see. I've never heard of the Sierra sound before. I started watching Expedition Bigfoot. You get creeped out at interesting things. It sounded very similar to something I heard about 10 years ago in Middle Georgia. I hunted on 400 acres alone. One way in and out. I got in the stand 30 to 45 minutes before daylight. It's very quiet. None of the early morning sounds as usual. Dead quiet. I began to hear walking. As it got closer, I could hear chattering, sometimes clicking sounds. It sounded like two people chattering, like talking to each other. My time in the military, I went to 14 different countries. A lot. I have never heard a language anything like it before. I'm a big guy, 6'3", 260 pounds. I'm not afraid of anything, especially with a rifle in my hands. But it made me very uncomfortable. I felt watched a few times in the woods.
Are you sure about that?
But that was the only time I heard something like talking or a language. It's the same feeling I got overseas just because something bad happened. Vague. The vets will understand that feeling. I don't necessarily believe in Bigfoot, but if you spend enough time in the woods, you will hear and feel things sooner or later. Do you understand, Daz? What he's trying to say? It sounds like it's mimicking all of the languages and sounds heard by humans for centuries. It's creepy. It sounded like, oh, okay. Fine, don't listen to me. Fine. Fine. Look, well, I don't believe in Bigfoot things. There are things in the woods, just like there are things in the cornfields, and you should respect them. Yeah. You know what would be creepy? Imagine finding a hole, sending a mic down, and it were... Whoa! Yeah, that would be really creepy. For your mental health, you don't pay attention to YouTube comments. It's probably a good rule. Yeah, there's this one time when Chonk was a little younger. She it was nighttime and she was looking out the window. And she was like, she had a alert stance. And she was letting out these like short, like sharp barks. And, you know, usually she howls. She doesn't bark a whole lot. It's always howling. And this is the only time I've ever seen her do anything like it. And it was really weird. And it sounded like, I'm pulling this up. It sounded like this. I didn't find this video until like a few years later. But it was weird. It sounded like this. This was what she was doing. I think this is the right video. Look at this pretty wolf. You gonna do it? Are you gonna bark? How long we gotta wait for your bark? Yeah, she was like doing that. You gonna do it again? It was like more of the... Maybe this isn't the right video. I'm impatient. Yeah, it was so weird because she'd never like made those sounds before. And she was like looking out this window into the dark, like something was out there. That was creepy. Oh, look at this big boy. Yeah. It was like, I could tell like she was scared. She was kind of doing this too. Like the short. It was kind of a mix. It was a mix between like the long whoa, 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 and the short barks.
What are we barking at?
There's a bark. That's the bark your dog did when there's a... Oh my god! Yeah, I don't see what this dog's barking at. What is he barking at? He's like... Oh, there's... Is he barking at the other dogs, maybe? Weird. Look at this.
Wolf howls. And
look at the feet!
Until we see Kenai's nose go up in the air. When you see his nose go up in the air, kind of quiet your voice down. We're gonna see if we can hear his beautiful Arctic wolf howl. But Kenai likes to chit-chat a little bit, so he doesn't want to stop there. He wants to howl a couple times back and forth, so we'll keep it going. Are you guys willing? All right, let's try it out. Here we go.
You hear that bark 24/7? I just want to give pets. I just want to pet it. My dog's like, if I start yelling for like Shiva, like really loud, they'll howl with me. And I feel like, I don't know, part of me just feels like they're like helping me yell for the one I'm yelling for. The only one, Sylvie doesn't howl, but Chonk and Shiva, they both howl. And it's like at the beginning here, like you can see when the people start to howl, he's kind of like opening his mouth, like he's like, I'm gonna howl, I can't, I gotta do it now. It's almost like they're resisting it. And then they're like, fine, fine. But then Chonk is just derpy and she starts howling and then she ends it with meow, meow, meow. Like, so majestic. Oh, puppies. Puppies. Wolf puppies. Oh my god, they're so cute. Oh, it's so cute. Right, Aaron? Oh my god. I just want to snuggle one. All of them! Oh my god! This is the cutest thing I've seen all day. Oh my god, how many are there? Oh, but no, I'm sorry. I'm definitely team dog. Not as cute as seeing a bear cub wrestle with a wolf pup? What? Typical Barth. Sounds like an army. Yeah. What is this? Pet European starling. What? Art?
Alexa, play violin music. Here's a station. Music. Alexa, play violin music. Here's a station. Music. Here's a station. Music. I got it. I'm sorry. Sorry. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop.
I mean, I don't hate cats. I like cats. I like cats a lot. I just, I like dogs a little bit more.
Come unprepared, don't we?
Oh, he's pretty.
You all right?
Des?
You alright?
No, he's
Why
like,
you
I
don't want to
know.
talk?
I'm talking to you. You haven't got me no food. No.
You alright, man?
I'm alright, you alright?
You alright?
I'm alright. You alright?
You alright?
Aw, that's cute. Apparently I just need to get a bird, and just trying to say, you all right? What about the First Amendment? This is America! Not anymore, it isn't. Can you suggest a trailer to a B horror movie? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's probably gonna be the last thing I watch because it's getting late and I have to pee. And yeah. I'm running out of things to watch too. So you can't link it to me! I'll find it. Better not be no butts in it. Caveat trailer. Nah, I already got it. Is this it? A Shudder original?
I have a few days' work for you if you're interested.
Doing what?
Babysitting.
No, oh my god, I'm already scared.
He had a daughter, Olga. She keeps
I'm from trusted people. Mr. Scruffer's been around long enough that I trust him.
So 200 a day. Just to go to the house and keep her company.
That's it.
There's got to be more to it than that. You didn't say anything about the house being on an island.
Come on, what's the big deal?
Does anyone know you're here?
The dog doesn't get hurt, does it?
In the basement.
Is there someone down there?
Are you going to tell anyone what I asked you to do?
She was mad.
I wouldn't do something like this.
Okay, good.
Do you think he's gonna let you leave here?
You really made a mess of this.
Fuck that bunny thing. I'd thunder punch that shit out the window. That shit would end up on the bottom of the river. The second I saw that I'd yeet it as far as I could. Fuck no. Fuck that. Okay, yeah, I'm done. I gotta pee. Thunder punch. You want to make that? I have a thunder punch. What? How in the world would you know that? Like, well, I mean, you've seen the movie, but like, look, there's nothing to indicate that. He needs to, like, I don't know. He needs to not look so fucking creepy. It drums when danger is close. Fuck that. Fuck it. But no, it does look like it looks like a scary movie. I might, where do you watch it at? Just Shudder? It's like, that's Amazon, isn't it? All right. Well, yeah, I had it for a little bit, but then I wasn't using it, so I was like, why am I paying for this? Anyways. Anyway. I'm gonna end. Yes. What did I say I'm doing Thursday? Thursday is more Blender. Yeah, I'm gonna work more on my chibi model. Saturday, however, Saturday is drunk. I'm gonna try to fix Beat Saber. But if I can't fix Beat Saber, or if I forget to fix Beat Saber, it's just gonna be Synth Riders. However, tequila. I've thought about doing like somewhere around like the first Saturday every month. I'm gonna bring back like the drunk rhythm game. Because I was doing it way too much for a bit there. So, but once a month, probably like that first weekend is what I'm going to start doing. So, yeah. It's been about a month since the collab, so it's about right on target too. So, anyways, thank you guys for joining me and watching the spooky stuff. We started watching some alien stuff. And then we watched some Bigfoot stuff. And then we watched some weird noise stuff. And then we watched cute wolf stuff. And then we ended it with a creepy movie trailer. So, well-balanced night. Anyways, I'm going to rate somebody, so stick around. And, yeah. Boogie in your butt is making some progress. Shouldn't be much longer. There's a little bit of a snag that we have to fix, but soon. Anyways, I hope to see you guys on Thursday. Have a good night. Bye.
Look at me.